Hello, everybody. This is Paul Fana, and along with me is Sid here as well. We'll be getting underway with this live event now. Okay. Now, Yash will be joining in as well any second now. So, first of all, thank you so much for the insane feedback yesterday. Okay. We were just blown away by your response and your feedback and that sort of thing. And it only allows us to improve things and get things rolling and that sort of thing. Now, what is this event about? So yesterday we gave away 25, right? So 25 winners, and we'll be posting in our Facebook group and stuff like that. Today we plan to give a lot more as well to add on to that to keep things fun. In case you missed out and you had some questions and stuff, we're going to be answering those today. Okay. Now, the other thing that we're going to be doing as well, this is going to be more of a laid back event. What that means, in other words, is that we're going to kind of answer all your questions. I also want to show you some specific, if you will, demos of certain things. I want to show you the use cases, some of the things that we wanted to cover yesterday. But there were so many people yesterday, well over 2,300 or so at any given period of time. And even more, some people came in, moved around and all that. So some of the demos we were trying to show you, like the audios and stuff, they were not playing because there is such high latency. So today, the idea is that we're going to do a laid back setup. We're going to do it in a way where basically you can, in a chilled environment, you can get things sorted effectively. All right. So first of all, a couple of things real quick while we're getting underway here is I do see all your questions. See, I see here. Yeah, so awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. So some of you are already there. And then there's some questions like these, right? Well, then I'll be answering as well. Are there any upsells after the all access purchase of CloneVoiceAI? No. Okay, that's the thing. That's the beauty of getting it now for this. And the idea is that once you get all access, you can immediately log in. There's nothing extra to buy. It's similar to Artistly or Radio Express and some of these tools you've gotten where it's free updates. We've done 6 version updates, right? 6 version updates for Artistly so far for free. So even if you got it like 2.5 years ago, free. Okay, all the 6 version updates. And each version was way better than the other one. Okay. And the second thing is Video Express. We've done 2 version updates for free. A new one we are kind of working on as well. Talking Photos V3 as well is coming in next as well. Now, while I do talk about these components, and you can get CloneVoiceAI, I'll give you the link as well. Today probably is the last time we're gonna be raising the price up and removing the bonuses and stuff as well to basically those who email they're saying, hey, my time zones were off or whatever. So you can go get that at clonevoice.ai. That's the link you can get in. Of course, I'm going to be doing a demo of the application. What are some cool things you can do with it and all that kind of good stuff right now. But what I kind of wanted to talk about here, which is of quite a lot of importance, okay, is basically one of the things that we see constantly, right, is about, okay, you have an application, right? And that application, let's say, is as good as CloneVoice.ai. But the thing is, we've been working on CloneVoice.ai for 2 years now, okay? And we could have released it maybe even a year and a half ago, but we just didn't want it to make it just a voice cloning application. We want to add music, songs. We wanted to also give you prompt to AI voice design, some of these other features as well we wanted to give you. And that took us a long time to be happy with it. But what is the actual thing behind the scenes, if you think about it, is a lot of features within CloneVoiceAI we actually held back when we did the launch yesterday, which from your feedback we want to add in. What that means, in other words, is that we wanted to add so many other unique features we've been wanting to add, but we didn't want to overwhelm you. Okay. So for example, when you're doing a voice cloning, right, or you're doing a podcast, you're doing something, you can add more toggles. When you're creating music, you can add more categories. These are the things we wanted to do, but we wanted to not overwhelm you. And also the other thing is, if we give, say, 200 different features and we get 200 different edge cases to deal with, it's just even overwhelming for us. So the idea is that for CloneVoiceAI, because we've spent 2 years developing it, the pace of updates and improvements will be at record speed. You will see it over the next coming days and stuff like that. Very critical, you understand. Now, The other thing as well is I'll be demoing you how some of the features work, some of the components and stuff like that. And at any point you have any questions and stuff like that, we'll be answering them in the chat and that sort of thing. But what I wanted to also answer is, you know how we have some of these integration bonuses that we've had that we brought in as well, which I kind of want to talk about here. Let me bring up my screen here real quick. These will be starting from the next few days, but that doesn't stop you from actually downloading the audios that you create and then importing it into Video Express and using voiceovers there and stuff like that. Either way, you're going to still get it. You don't have to do anything extra as an early bird customer. Okay. So I just want to be very clear on that as well. Just
Yeah.
give me.
So couple of things I want. Guys, welcome everybody. First of all, thank you so much for being here. So since yesterday, we had over, I don't know, 3,000 people, and overall some 12,000 people viewed the stream yesterday, which is really, really incredible. We're so excited that all of you are so excited about voiceclone.ai. Now, we've been reading all your comments. We've been looking at all your questions from yesterday. There were so many people in the chat yesterday. So maybe we missed
With
some
some questions.
questions, but we spent like literally 2 or 3 hours last night just reading your comments, reading your questions. I know some people said like, my question was not answered, like, but there were so many people in the chat. It was just like hundreds of comments flooding in every minute, right? So if we missed any of your questions, you can absolutely email us at support@clonevoice.ai, and our team will get back. Or else, in this training session, we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. And by the way, yesterday we received a lot of feedback from our customers, right? You guys let us know what's good, what can be improved, like, what features you guys are looking for. And just like with all our apps, we made a lot of notes last night. So all our team, we had a meeting, and then we made some notes on all the things you guys were requesting. And just like we did with Video Express, just like we did with Artistly and all of our other apps, those features will be coming soon. And like we mentioned yesterday, this is just the start, right? It's just day one. So imagine what are the possibilities in the next few days, right? And one thing people said, about integrations, like Paul mentioned, like right now, today, at this moment, you can go in, clone your voice, create voices, create songs, or whatever you want to do with the app, right? Create a podcast and so on, download the audio and use it inside Video Express, Talking Photos, or any other app online, right? You don't have to wait for integrations. You don't have to do anything like that. Just take the audio, download it as MP3 or whatever, and upload it to Video Express, upload it to Talking Photos, and create like, those lip sync characters and stuff like that. So everything is available to you right now. All the features that are advertised are available to you right now. So you don't have to wait for anything or anything like that. There are some extra things that we have coming up in the next few days, but we'll do training webinars and we'll slowly release them to you. These are extra features on top of what's advertised on the sales page, right? So we want to give you the best value. So we are listening to your feedback, and we're going to implement some new changes, and we're going to have training webinars to explain those new features so you can utilize them and get the best results out of it. So that's a few things I just wanted to mention. And on this webinar, by the way, we are giving 5 more free copies today. 5 free copies. And $200 winners will be announced today as well. Yesterday, we gave away 20 free copies yesterday. 20 free copies. And we made a list of people who won those copies. And many of you already posted in our Facebook group as well, right? So we are going to post a comprehensive list of all winners in the Facebook group as well sometime today. Yesterday was so busy with all those meetings and, all those improvements we were doing to the app as well. So today, at some point of time, we'll post the winners in the Facebook group. So today, for all the people joining in, we wanted to give away more prizes. So 5 more free copies and $200 winners. So stay tuned, comment, stay engaged with this webinar, like, ask questions in the chat box. We are going to be picking the winners from the chat box, by the way. So if you keep commenting, asking questions, we'll pick the winners from there, okay? Sounds good. So, Paul, let's get
Yeah,
started.
so just a quick thing while I'll show you some cool things in the application. So this is the winners list I'll be posting from yesterday in our Facebook group. So today I'll be adding to this, okay? So 5 more free copy winners. In other words, this is 20 here. I'll start from 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 here. And then we have some other free copy winners as well. I think two of them, right? So
Yeah,
today's
two
a
more.
6 and then 7, okay? So, and then we're also planning in our Facebook group, by the way, this swag, like these hats and this other merch that we'll be giving away as well, just for people who are like constantly helping the community out and posting their projects and stuff like that. That's the other planned thing as we go along. All right. So yeah, this is the list. Again, we want to be transparent with you. This is the list. So a lot of you people kind of missed out on not knowing it. So I just want to be clear that we will be posting this in our Facebook group and like contacting everybody. But today I'll be adding on to this list because that's why I wanted to finish up this list before we post in our group so that, everybody knows, okay, this is a list, cool. Paul will contact me or I can contact Paul or anybody and then get in touch. Okay. So that's the first thing. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to also talk about now is one of the things yesterday we couldn't get a time to get through was specific demos within the application. Okay, it's not just what we showed in like say our landing page or whatever, which were like a little bit like mock-up style, let's say, but more like, hey, in the application, this is how you create a prompt. This is the result. In the application, this is how you clone a voice. This is how you get the result. Okay. Now, one of the cool things I did, and I've been wanting to do is have a battle with Yash, right? With our voices. Okay, both of our voices. So basically, me and Yash going against it, like in a friendly argument, a banter. And I want to show you why this is so impactful in the case of podcast, that two people talking back and forth thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let me actually change this right here. So zoom it in and I'll show you this step by step how this will work. All right. So let me actually, show you this right now. So let's share my screen here. Let me know if you can see my screen. All right. Show you how you could clone two people's voices. Of course, this could also be the public library voices. This could also be, for example, the voices that you create from a prompt using the voice maker tool feature, or even, let's say, for example, it's somebody's voice that you have permission to use. So for in this particular case, what I'm going to show you is, let's say, for example, I clone two voices, right? First one I'm going to do is Yash's voice. So let's say Yash natural voice. Okay. And then I'll put the language and then I will clone the voice here. So I'll hit the clone here and then I will clone this voice. Okay. So let's do that. And then next, I'm going to upload my voice. So my voice. So then basically this will be me. Okay, so as an example, and then I will pick this, or I can pick any voice really. So I can even start again and I can upload my excited tone or whatever. So I can say Paul natural voice, okay? And then again, I will clone this voice. So then what's gonna happen once this is done? They will appear like, so you see Yash natural voice, Paul natural voice, and that's the thing, okay? Next, you can go to podcasts. Create new podcast. So you go to podcast and create new podcast. And then you're going to come into this language here. For now, you can do it in English and then go here, select voice. I'll go into the clone voices and then I'm going to put Paul natural voice and then Yash's natural voice. Again, go into the clone and Yash natural voice. So now I'm going to say Paul and then Yash. And what is the topic about? Just to make things fun, I'm just going to say, okay, Paul and Yash are having a friendly argument over AI revolution and its impact on jobs. Paul believes that AI will be a force for good and create new jobs, while Yash disagrees and believes AI is going to take away jobs, at least for the short term. Okay. So this is the discussion. And then I just click on this and then I click on the create podcast. It's going to do its thing. As you see, it's going to take a few seconds to create the whole podcast script separated from speaker 1 and speaker 2. In this case, speaker one is me, and then speaker two is Yash, correct? And then it's also going to start out the whole script, the pacing, and all that kind of stuff, and how back and forth the banter will occur. Okay. It will generate us the script with basically the flow, right? It says, welcome to the next 10 years. Today, we're tackling one of the most pressing questions of our time. Is AI an engine for economic growth, or it is a threat to modern workforce, right? You get the point. And then Yash is talking, thanks for having me, Paul, and on, right? So this is basically what we generated automatically. Then, if you're happy with what you see, let's just click on the generate podcast button. Okay, we're going to hit the generate podcast button. Then take, depending on the length of the podcast, it's going to take anywhere from a few minutes to maybe even 20, 25 minutes or more, depending again on the length and other aspects of what you've done here, right? So, and once you generate the podcast, it will show up under this tab, okay? Similar to like how it has my audios here, which is basically where all your other generations, your clone voices and stuff would appear. In this particular case, it'll appear under my podcast, okay? Then you can go and click on the create podcast. Anyway, it's going to take me 15 minutes or something, or 10 minutes, whatever, to play it. So for the sake of speed, I'm going to show you how it sounds like, okay? How my voice or Yash's voice would sound like.
Welcome to the next 10 years. Today, we are tackling one of the most pressing questions of our time. Is AI an engine for economic growth, or is it a threat to the modern workforce? To help us unpack the more cautious view, I'm joined by Yash. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Paul. I believe it's a critical conversation we need to have now more than ever.
I agree. So let's dive right in. The core fear I hear is that millions of high-skilled white-collar jobs are on the verge of being automated away. From your perspective, how real is that threat?
It's not just real, it's already happening. This isn't like the Industrial Revolution. We're not replacing manual labor, we're automating cognitive tasks. I'm talking about paralegals, accountants, junior analysts, even writers. A single AI can now review thousands of documents for legal discovery in an afternoon, a task that used to take a team of lawyers weeks. That's not creating efficiency, it's eliminating an entire job category. The scale is terrifying.
But that's a classic case of seeing the losses and not the gains. You're forgetting the second and third order effects. The internet eliminated thousands of travel agent jobs, right? But it created millions of new ones. Social media managers, SEO specialists, e-commerce consultants, app developers, roles nobody could have imagined in 1995. AI is the same. It's a tool that will create entirely new industries.
But what industries? That's just a hopeful guess. The roles AI is eliminating are concrete and immediate. The roles you're talking about are theoretical. And the skills gap is a chasm. A 45-year-old accountant can't just retrain as an AI ethicist overnight. We're creating a permanent, unemployable class of workers whose skills have become obsolete, and that is a recipe for social disaster.
I see it differently. It's not about replacement, it's about augmentation. AI will handle the tedious 80% of a job, the data crunching, the report generation, freeing up the human to focus on the critical 20% strategy, client relationships, and creative problem solving. We won't have fewer accountants, we'll have more strategic financial advisors. We're elevating jobs and creating new support roles like AI implementation specialists to manage this new ecosystem.
I hope you're right, but I fear we're driving toward a cliff while admiring the view.
All right, so now once you create a cloned voice, right, what do you do next? Okay, what's the next process? So if you don't want to use podcasts with multiple people speaking, for example, you just want to just create audio, and you can even use things like, for example, multiple languages that you can generate depending on the clone. So generally, for example, if you're creating, you're a native Spanish speaker, or a native Hindi speaker, for example, cloning a native Hindi voice will obviously give you better quality, more sound like you, compared to if you use the translate feature. But translate feature, you can treat it like AI dubbing, where it will dub your English voice into another language, okay? Even if you don't know how to speak that language, all right? So now this is how the create audio tab works. Very straightforward. There's a lot of options, obviously, but I'll walk you through it right now so you get a better understanding. I'll zoom my screen. Your clone voices can now be utilized to generate professional audios, and you can also use our generic voices and standard voices that are included here as well. In addition, you can also translate and create multilingual audios as well here. So basically, the create audio section works as an all-inclusive section for where you can generate professional audio and bring it all together in multiple speakers and that sort of thing through our block system. So before we get to that, let's discuss the first step. So when you land on the create audio, you see that gives an audio name. So let's say you have a project that you're creating audios from. So let's say this is about a topic like, let's say, for example, fitness, right? Fitness and dieting tips, let's say. Now you want to use a voice. So let's say we go to here and click on the select voice button. So here you have generic voices that we have here. As you can see that you can utilize, these are our system voices, as we like to call them. So you can use these system voices. So these are professional voices that you can utilize within the system. So this is useful for many cases where you want to go beyond your clone voices and that sort of thing, or even beyond the prompt to voice design voices as well. So these are something you can utilize here. You have the search functionality here as well, where you can search for it. This is crucial where you have a lot of clone voices or voice design voices, for example, and a lot of favorite voices as well, right? So now if I want to pick my clone voices, what I would do is, you see right here where it says system. So here you would actually click the system and you see where it says different categories. So let's talk about that right now. So cloned means your cloned voices. Okay, so this is basically where, I cloned a voice of my own, or I uploaded a voice and a clone and that sort of thing. I would pick this and then it will show, you see this right here, my voice that I've cloned here. Okay, so since the language is English, so this is my English clone voice. So if I chose, let's say, a language is Spanish or something else, so, and then I click select voice, you see this is my Spanish voice. This will appear here under the clone category. So it's basically the language sorting feature, if you will. Okay, so if you want to have a different language clone voices you have here, just make sure you select the original language here first before you click on select voice. Okay, that way it'll show up. So for now, I'll just click on English to simplify this. I'll click select, and then let's say I want to use my clone voice, I would do so. Now if I want to use one of the designed voices, I will click that. So since I don't have any that I created yet, because that'll be the next tutorial we're going to get to, it's basically blank. And then public library as well. The public library has thousands and thousands of unique voices that were built. And these will also appear here if you actually selected them. Again, you'll have that in the next tutorials once you go to it, how to use the voices and bring them here, okay? The public library voices, once you go to the public library section. So for now, we'll just click on the clone voices, but the logic is the same, okay? Whether it's a design voice or public library voice or a clone voice, whatever, they will all appear here, and you can then bring them and use them, okay? So in this particular case, let's say I want to use my voice, see, Paul voice in-app recording one, and then you can use a script here. Now, you'll see a couple of other features. See, translate to, it's an optional feature. So if you want to translate this into another language, you can do so. Useful where, for example, you want to generate a multilingual audio which you don't speak that language, right? You can choose the translate option. Alternatively, you can obviously paste the script in your language. So let's say your language is Spanish or Hindi or German or whatever. You would just pick German as an example and paste your German script. So that way it won't be a little bit non-realistic, because sometimes translations may not, because it's made by AI, not be as natural as spoken day to day because of slang words used and stuff like that in your language, right? And different languages, for example, and even different accents. Like, for example, Spain Spanish or Argentinian Spanish or Mexican Spanish differs in terms of the slang words used, casual terms used to derive the same meaning. Right. So this is the reason why if you want to be more authentic, then you can basically paste the script from that language itself. Okay. So now, as you can see here, I'm just going to pick English here for now, and then I can put the script. Now, let's say I want to use, I don't know what to type. I can then use the generate script button right here. Okay. So this generate script button basically works where you can just click on generate script, and then you can put a topic. Say, for example, I wanted to do it on ketogenic diet for weight loss, as an example. Okay, that's the topic. And then you can select the category of the script: short forms of social media videos, children's storybooks, animated video, advertisement and commercial script, explainer and educational videos, YouTube video scripts, vlogs, reviews, tutorials, podcast scripts, and on and on. In this particular case, let's say I want to create it for educational explainer use case, then I can just do that and create generate script, or alternatively, I could even give a website URL actually and generate it. This is useful for where, for example, you have an e-commerce website, or let's say you have even in some cases an article you want to base it off of to create a video on, or even let's say you want to create it for a dentist or chiropractor or plastic surgeon, that kind of a business service-based business, plumber, electrician, then you can paste their website URL here, and then you can generate that as well. So let me show you that as well, okay, right now. So first, let's try this, then I'll show you the next step. So click on generate script, and then it'll generate the script for me, okay? And it will arrange it for me in a nice, neat way, like so, correct? You see this? So it generated me the script. Have you ever struggled to lose weight, even when you feel like you're doing and on, right? And then you can go to the very next step, like after selecting the voice. So let's say I can go back, and then I can go and click clone voice, and then I'll select my voice again, and then click create audio, and it will go to the next step, which we're just going to do preview segments and the block system, which is incredible. It gives you a lot of flexibility. But before we get to that, let me show you as well, because you might be wondering, for example, where like I want to generate from a website URL. Okay, so let me show you that right now. So in this particular case, I'm on this website. Look, let me just copy this URL. So what this is Marnie, and in this particular case, it's a naturopath, right? Botanical medicine and that sort of thing, digestive issues and that sort of thing. And so let's say, for example, clinical nutrition is the case here. And so as you can see here, these are the services offered and that sort of thing. So you can just go to copy, and then let's go to generate. And then in this particular case, I'll paste it, the URL, you can see here. And it can be even just the domain name too, but in this particular case, I can even put it. And if you want to do web search, so web search is basically where you don't have a specific URL, but you want, like, say, for example, you're not sure which page to get this information from. It'll get it from there. Okay, does that make sense? That's what web search is. It's optional. You don't have to do it in many cases, because just from this page alone, we'll get the details, correct? So you get the idea. So now in this particular case, in the topic, you can say how our our natural nutritional, let's say, right, nutritional consulting will benefit your health, let's say, okay? And then you can just do category, and then again you can put, what is this for? Educational videos, or is it for advertisements, commercial scripts? Let's say advertisements, right? Because I want to create an ad or something like that for this, like a voiceover ad, that kind of thing. So then I would just generate the script. So this is also another option. Okay. So again, this is useful where, for example, you want to do it for a specific business or an e-commerce brand and that sort of thing. So as you can see here at Marilyn Clinical Nutrition, we go beyond generic diets. We create evidence-based tailored nutrition plans and that sort of thing. And it creates a nice lot. And of course, you can modify it. You can use ChatGPT to generate a bigger version, or any other thing like Google Gemini or something like that. There's so many other ways to create it. But this is a good way for you to get an idea started. Okay. So then again, you can go in here, and then you can go and update the audio, and boom, it can now see how it goes into the next step. Now, This is the step that is the most critical part of, I would say, the create audio section. What this is a blocks-based system. So you have block number 1, right? This is block number 1. Then you got block number 2, you see, and on, right? So this will be block number 2 and on and on. So basically, the beauty of the block system is that you can nicely create certain elements and add and remove things and make changes and that sort of thing, right? So, for example, you see here, I have struggling with stubborn fatigue and that sort of thing. Let's say, for example, I want to only put an emotional style for this, like in the beginning for this block. I can then go into this section, emotion style section, okay, that you see here. I can just click drop down. And let's say, for example, I want to create a very, let's say, for example, surprise or calm or happy tone, okay? In this particular case, for example, because, we're trying to push the pain points, I will put effectively an afraid or surprised kind of thing, right? If you will. Okay. So then you can use an afraid emotion just for this. Okay. You understand? And then that way you can basically test this, how this sounds like and that sort of thing. So you can even preview it here. So what we did is to make sure the previews generate quickly. We only preview the first few words, so you get an idea. That way, people are not generating tons and tons of previews, which slows down the generation time because we're using the next generation AI technology for this. So you just click on the preview tab, and then the preview tab is right here. Okay, so this is for preview, so you can check out how this sounds like, if you will. As you can see, it says here, note, preview is limited to the first 10 words for faster processing. Okay. Again,
struggling with stubborn fatigue, digestive upset, or feeling constantly out of balance. It is time for a personalized approach to your health. Struggling.
Get the point, right? So I'm not too satisfied about it, then I can use sad, for example, right? And then I can confirm that sort of thing. And you can mix and match. Like say at Money Nutrition, we go beyond generic diets. Maybe I don't want to put any emotional side. It should be my normal voice. And then I want to add only for this. Imagine increased energy. Maybe this is happy. So you can play around with it. And again, this is optional. Okay. So you don't even have to do it if you don't want to. Let's say you want to just keep your default voice, because sometimes emotions can change your voice tonality a little bit, obviously, because you have to change. Just like a musician will change their vocal when they're singing different tunes. When you're changing emotions, your voice will slightly change, right? It's just a natural thing. So that is one. Okay, so you can mix and match the styles. The second thing is, you see this add expressions. So you can add expressions. So what is an expression? An expression is basically where chuckle, cough, groan, laugh. So let's say, for example, this is very powerful in conversational style where, you can add things, for example, are you really happy with this? Because I heard something really funny. Haha, that kind of thing. So chuckle, laughter, and the long pause, short pause, sigh, sneeze, we have all these yawn and that sort of thing, okay? The way you should do this is not overdo this, obviously. It has to look natural, right? So let's say, for example, it would make sense, So I would say struggling with stubborn fatigue, digestive upset, or feeling constantly out of balance. And then here I could put, let's say, something like instead of chuckle, it makes more sense to sigh, right? You can, or right? Right? That's it. That's that emotion. You can put that in here. So that's the basic idea. You can put that anywhere in. You can do up to 5 of these tags per each block. The idea is, again, we don't want to put too many so it looks strange. You want to make it natural, just like a podcast or just like any video or an audio, whatever we've seen. It looks very natural, right? That's why we've done that in this way. And again, you can play around with it across the board. And as you can see here, you have all these other words in here. Now, let me just go back to the step number 1 again for create audio. I want to show you that option where you can generate the script, okay? So you see this, right? As you can see here, you can just put ketogenic diet benefits or whatever. And right here it says web search optional. So this is another useful thing where, say for example, you're not too sure about the topic, you want to also do some research on something more relevant, something new, you can do it. So for example, let's say I wanted to create an educational video and it's about, let's say, some recent event. Okay. So let's say a recent event could be, say, for example, how tariffs could increase inflation. That's an example because it's more recent. Novelty, let's say, for example, then you can just generate the script and it will go with the latest news that is about tariffs or inflation or something else, right? So basically that's the idea of having to utilize, okay, that web search, because some cases maybe you want to have that more relevant data. Okay, so then you can click on create new audio, and again you can use the expressions, happy, sad, whatever, and then emotional style and the expressions here, as you can see, cough, chuckle, whatever. Okay, and now you're happy with the voice, you can just click on generate audio, and then it will generate it whatever the title that you decide to give it. Now there are a couple of features here that I will explain here. So one thing is, once it's finished, you're going to see right here under the play button, you can play it. Then you can clone the project and you can even edit the project. You can download the project or delete the project. All these tabs are in right here. Now, the next thing obviously is for you to even use the merge function. So if you wanted to merge multiple audios and make it a longer length clip set, you can do that by just selecting it. So you can select this, for example, or whatever you want to do. You can select it and you can basically click on it and you can generate the audios right here as one big audio file, and then you can merge it together. So that function is good for you to create longer length clips, if you will, or audio files or voiceovers and that sort of thing. Now, let's say you don't have a perfect voice to clone. Maybe you don't even want to clone a voice. You want to generate a voice from scratch, right, with a simple prompt. Then the best feature for that, okay, is our voice maker feature. Okay, you see this voice maker feature on the top. I kind of zoomed it in so you can easily see it, but you see the point, right? So you see this professional voice maker and then creative voice maker. So I'll go into these step by step. Again, I'll zoom in into my screen and show you how this works. Some demo audios of created from a prompt. Okay, it gives you a better idea on how to use this feature, and it's pretty awesome because you can generate human sounding voices but also creative voices which are not exactly human, like alien, fairy, pirate, wizard, goblin. You get the point. This will give you unlimited potential variations and creativity rather than just being stuck to a rigid or standard set of voices, for example, like our system voices or basically any other text-to-speech things that you've worked with, where there's a set limit of the number of voices and the type of voices that you can create because they're all standard. So there's two components here, where number one, you have professional voice maker, and then you have the creative voice maker. What is the difference between both? So as you can see in the descriptions, you can we've written down here. So professional voice maker is basically where you can generate human sounding professional voices using text prompts. Now this is, for example, narration, conversational, promotional. So the idea here would be, let's say, for example, you want a podcast host voice, or you want to have a news reporter voice, or you want to have, for example, a conversational style voice, for instance, or promotional, let's say a theatrical trailer type of voice where somebody's speaking with a very husky voice, for example, right? So that kind of thing where it's very human sounding. Okay. So I'll show you an example of this right now, and then we'll go to the next one. So this is that. And then the next one is creative voice maker. So creative voices are more expressive in nature. These could be even non-human sounding effectively. Okay, so the customization of the tone, accent, age, pitch, pacing can be directed through text prompts. So this could be, say, like an alien voice, or fairy, a pirate, or 18th century Shakespearean king voice, wizard, a goblin. You get the idea, right? Very creative type of voices, and they sound that way. They sound, the pacing is very slow sometimes, or very fast sometimes. It might sound very childish. Some might even call it unprofessional in a professional setting. But the point is they're creative in nature, very good for storytelling, very good for creating for specific videos with specific characters, for example, that you can use this for. You get the point, right? Some, let's say, very cartoonish storybooks, for example, that sort of thing. Okay, anyway, so now that you have the differentiation, let's go create 2 examples of this, and we can basically go from there. So the first thing is we can just use this professional, start professional. I'll show you because it's very straightforward. Like start professional, so you would give it a name. So let's say, for example, I'll say an assertive news reporter, let's say. Okay, that's the voice name. So all I need to do is I can just paste a prompt, write a prompt like an assertive, authoritative news reporter's voice, cool, composed, confident, and clear, American English accent. So let's say I want to change this to, let's say, for example, something else. I can change it. Okay, you get the point, right? So you can make it Australian or British, right? You get the point. So let's say British. Okay, you get the point. And then you click on generate. So I'll just put British here, and just for my reference, click create. So it's going to take a few seconds to generate. So here's an example of one I've generated in the past. There we go. So let's just play this.
The scientist carefully adjusted the microscope, her steady hands guiding the delicate instrument as she prepared to examine the mysterious sample.
So pretty cool, right? Very British accent and very professional, human sounding. Okay, that's the key thing. The idea is that it sounds like a human. It basically, you're looking for realism here. Okay, you're looking for that which sounds like a human being is speaking in a professional setting. Now, in the case of the other direction, which is the voice maker, which is creative voice maker, now we're really creating anything and everything you can imagine effectively. So you're going to more, let's say, whimsical style. You're trying to create it for storytelling, that sort of thing. So let's try that one. Let's go to create, start here. So now here, the way it works is basically you can generate anything. So let's say, for example, I wanted to do, let's say, teenage female fairy. Okay. All right. So here you can make it short descriptions that are good enough, like an old pirate voice, vampire voice and stuff, a mischievous teenage fairy, for example, right? And then click on preview creative voices. Okay. So what we basically do is we're analyzing your description to generate the best creative voices. So then what we will give you is we'll give you 5 options that you can pick from, because, these are creative voices. Somebody might say this is not mischievous enough, right? Somebody might say this is way too mischievous in terms of speaking, and you want to pick and choose. So let's play and see which one we like.
Soft light warms my whiskers as I pad past the bakery. People hum and sip. I nose.
So that was the first one. Let's see this one.
Soft light warms my whiskers as I pad past the bakery. People hum.
The second one.
Soft light warms my whiskers as I pad past the bakery. People hum and sip. I nose crumb.
The fourth one.
Soft light warms my whiskers as I pad past the bakery. People hum and sip. I nose crumb.
The fifth one.
Soft light warms my whiskers as I pad past the bakery. People hum and sip.
There we go. Personally, for me, I like voice option 1. So it actually looks like it sounds like a teenage voice. It sounds like a female fairy would speak, right? So this is the idea, okay? And every time you do it, so it's going to generate a different variation of it that you can play around with. That's why we give you 5 options to play with, okay? Then you can just select one of these and then you can create a voice. Boom. There we go. So it says completed. So teenage female fairy has been completed. So all you have to do now is these 2. You can just click on the heart icon. So you see this right here, these heart icons, to keep it handy, right? So that you know you created it. If you like it. If you do not as well, it's okay. What's going to happen is next time and every time going forward, when you go and you click on this create audio section, okay, you can then go in and you'll see these under the design voice, which I'll show you. Create audio, okay? And then let's say we want to do the fairy story, okay, or something, okay? Click on select voice, okay? Again, I'm showing you right now what I'm doing here, select voice. And then you click on that. And then here under, you see this section right here that you see, select category. And then it says system there. So basically we're going to drop down here and you see it says designed here. That's what we're clicking. Okay. So there we go. So you see here, we have the actual tones here. So you can even search for it. So fairy, let's say, right? Teenage female fairy. There we go. The one I picked. And then boom, select it. And there we go. It shows up teenage female fairy. And then we can just give it a script and just get started. So let's say, for example, we can then do children's storybooks, right? So whimsical story of a teenage fairy finding fortune. I don't know, something, right? Something like that. And then it's just going to generate a story. And you can go use ChatGPT or whatever you want to be able to generate the basic storyline, and then you can go click create, and then again you can preview the first few lines to see if it's up to the standards that you're looking for example, like so. It's gonna take a few seconds for the preview to load up. And then
Pip was a young fairy, wings like shimmering dragonfly.
There we go, right? So we saw the preview right now. If you're happy with it, now you just go click create a story, fairy story, and it's going to do that. And then you can go ahead doing your thing, okay? And you can go do the same thing again with other stuff. So let's say we go back to the voice maker. Let's say we want to use a creative voice maker again. And this time I want to do it on say, let's say, for example, angry pirate, let's say, right? So you can just say an angry pirate, an angry old pirate, let's say, okay? And then again, it'll generate basically the best possible creative voices and gives you a selection, as you can see here, like so. And you can pick the one you like. From this one, I personally like option number 2.
The scent of fresh rain washes over a city at dawn. The world wakes in a hush.
Way better, right? It actually looks angry and it matches my what I'm looking for. Then I can just click on the create voice. And again, same process. Every time you go to create audio and then you go to select voice, go to system, designed. There we go. We have our angry pirate voice. Okay. This is the reason why I suggest to make it small and tiny than names, because then you can easily search for them later on as well. You see, I have an assertive. It just got, a news reported too as well. So just want to make sure that it's, a little bit easy for you to remember and short and sweet, because we may have hundreds of voices down the line here, right? Down the line. So again, you choose angry pirate, whatever story you want to put. You want to generate it, you do it, or you want to type it in. Let's say an angry pirate on his way to find treasure in the ocean, let's say, okay? And then you can say children's storybooks or whatever. And then you can generate the script. Again, same process as you are very familiar with so far, right? Very, very straightforward, very easy to use so far, as you can see. And it allows you to create any type of variations, and you can play around with it, as you can see. And then again, here we go, click create audio, and then you can add emotions to it or whatever if you want to, but since it's already an angry pirate, so we want to make sure that we keep it, let's say, okay? And then you can generate the video, right? That's pretty much it in terms of the voice maker feature. I know it sounds simple, but it allows you to create so many different variations, both on the professional voiceover maker side and the creative voice maker side. So go ahead and use it to your heart's desire and create any type of voice you wish. Now, if you don't even want to use any prompts, let's say, I don't know what to put in here. I don't even know what to type here. I don't have that kind of creativity to think about what a goblin is and all that. So you can go in and go to our public library. This public library has over 7,000 creative voices that my team and I and some of our beta testers put together for you to use. So you could type in, say, a pirate, and just get tons and tons of pirate options. See, pirate sorceress, Caribbean pirate, right? Pirate treasure adventure. You see, space pirate, older pirate, all that kind of stuff, right? And it comes with over 7,000 different choices that you can pick from. Okay, so again, this is like very unique voices too. So let me show you this one, for example, and you can pick a plus icon here, and you can get them into your workflow at any point in time. Let me do that again because I had my microphone showing up, which kind of will kind of create a reverb. But let me show you this.
Hey, this is what I sound like. You can use me for narration, videos, or any project you imagine.
Let's try something more unique. All right, Swamp Witch.
Hey,
Let's try Shadow Court Gesture.
Hey, this is what I sound like. You can use me for narration, videos, or any project you imagine.
Yeah, I want something unique, all right? So let's try a Goblin.
hey, this is what I sound like. You can use me for narration, videos, or any project you imagine.
Interesting. You can even, if you don't know what voice is to, you can always go refresh it, and you can scroll down and you're going to see tons of other choices here, that you can pick from. Let's say, for example, you can see here, cheerful robot toy, sparkly princess, playful squirrel. Let's try playful squirrel and mischievous elf.
Each new morning arrives like a quiet promise. Bright and steady, breathe in, notice the light on the wall, the hum of distant traffic, the soft rhythm of your own steps. Move gently, speak clearly, and let curiosity lead you. Small choices, repeat it daily. Shape a kinder, braver life.
Let's try mischievous elf.
Hey, this is what I sound like. You can use me for narration, videos, or any project you imagine.
Perfect for Christmas time stories, right? Holiday season, that sort of thing. And of course, you have 7,000 plus, and you keep adding every single day. And as you can see, 1920s boxing announcer, you can create Shakespearean king from the 18th century. You get the idea. You can do anything you desire with this public library feature. Let me show you how you can create, say, kids' rhymes and music and that sort of thing. So this is pretty straightforward as well. So all you have to do is, let's take a rhyme about a baker girl selling her cakes in the town. All right. I just click on it. It automatically creates the lyrics and actually the song itself. So we can say baker girl song. Okay. And then again, let me show you once you create it. So let's say, for example, you go create this, right? For the sake of time, it's going to take me a few minutes maybe a couple of minutes or so to generate this, but let's assume, right? So how it sounds like. Okay, let me play it right now. Let me actually try it. It actually finished much faster than I thought it was. So let's just click the play button. And there we go. The song is playing right now in a sec.
Lily's kitchen, warm and bright. Smelled of sugar, pure delight. Flart and sprinkles flew, making cakes for me and you. Butter creamy, extra delicious baking mesh.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna pause it right now because it can keep going on and on. So you get the idea, right? How you quickly can create children's rhymes and music and stuff, which is our own invention in a way. And then the other thing also, you can create music and then you can do it in these categories. We plan to add more categories, obviously. So you can put pop and a song about a romantic relationship and a breakup, right? You get the point. Like stuff like this, you can basically create. So let me actually show you an example of a song about high school breakup, right? And then you just click create, and then it's going to create the lyrics, and then of course the song, you see, and then you can just give it a name, like so, high school breakup song. Actually, let me play the example here. Once it's created, I'll show you. So this is the song, teenage breakup pop song. So let's play it right now. I'll just play about 15-20 seconds, okay? Because again, it'll bore you.
This is the ache of teenage love, a sky that fell from high. Tears like rain on a summer's day, wishing you hadn't gone away.
So powerful, right? So many things you can do. So let me actually change my screen over here to my little presentation right here. How do you get access to CloneVoice? Where are you going to get access to? Let me show you that right now.
All right, so before I do that though, let me announce the first free copy winner just for attending this event, all right? So then I'll also announce the $100 winners and stuff like that every couple of minutes. So let me actually share my screen so that we can add to this because my team is sending this over to me. All right, cool. So yesterday, the 20th free copy winner was John Tanner, as you can see. Today, my team has just sent this over to me. So congrats to, again, whether you get it or not, whatever, Ron Vincelcio, okay? Ron, and the last name is Vincelcio. We'll post all the list of winners into our Facebook group as well, and we'll connect with you and stuff like that. So that's your 21st. So today's first, and if you compare from yesterday to today, the 21st winner, okay? Now, the point is, like, right now, close to 475 people, whatever, live. So we have another 4 winners to be had in terms of free copy. Another 2 more $100 winners. See, I put these blanks here. So I'm gonna be adding it to this list, and then obviously the compile list will be posted in our Facebook group, and it'll connect with you and stuff. So congrats to you, Ron. You win a free copy. Okay, if you already got it, let's say early on the webinar or whatever, doesn't matter. We'll make you whole. All right. Now, for those of you who did not get CloneVoiceAI, right, the application, let me know in the chat box, please, because I'm live here. I want to answer some questions because you can get it still, okay, for the all access account, okay? You can get it for just $144, okay? And, you know, I wouldn't get the basic one because it has some limitations in terms of, like, you cannot use the public library, you cannot use the music feature, you cannot use basically the, you know, the prompt to voice feature or podcasts and stuff like that I shared earlier on, correct? So that's the other thing that I wanted to mention as well. Okay, so now, where do we come up with this price? What makes it really valuable? All right, so let's just compare it right here, right? So you can go to clonevoice.ai/go right now. Actually, let me go to that page right now so I can show it to you. Let's see here.
All right, excellent. So if you go to the website, the page, so I'll show you, there'll be 2 options available. Let me show you here. All right, excellent. So yeah, you see this, you're gonna get this clone coupon, which is auto applied in the checkout, right? Either way you can type this in. It's a $25 off. You're gonna be reducing the price of the coupon. In other words, increasing the price for the product. So when you go here, you'll see it, okay? So now there's a basic option. I mean, I would treat the basic one where, like, okay, I want to see what the voice cloning thing does, like a couple of features, what they do. But you want the prompt to voice maker, multi-speaker audio, and then music maker and stuff, that's in the all access account. And just want to be clear on it, this $144 is single payment and comes with a 30-day money back guarantee that you see here. And no reason all, you decide to leave, okay, you get 30 days to test drive it for your heart's desire. And all the updates are free. Okay, so let me repeat this again. And I'll talk about some bonuses that we have for you to make it even more sweeter and awesome. But anyway, first of all, okay, this includes free, okay, updates. Okay, free updates are included. And I'll answer all your questions as well today. Just, it's going to be a chilled atmosphere. Okay, so free updates are included. So meaning if we do V2, V3, V4, whatever of CloneVoice, that's going to be free for you. Okay, as we've done with Artistly, we've done 6 version updates, right? In the case of Video Express, second one, third one will be we're constantly working on right now. I'll give you a post there. Talking Photos, V3. Hey, it's coming up in about 3 weeks' time. All right. It's almost done. We're doing that final touches for Talking Photos V3. It's going to be awesome. So all these updates are free for those users, right? Talking Photos customers, it's free update for you. Radio Express V2 was free. It was a mind-blowing update, as everybody knows. Artistly 6 version updates, crazy. And they're all for free. Even people bought 2.5 years ago got the updates for free. Okay. So that means free updates. Okay. First of all. Now, the second thing is no upsells. Okay, let me write that down as well. So no upsells. Okay, so this is becoming a big menace lately. Let me know in the chat box if it is for you. And even big companies doing it, right? They don't need to, but they are. So like, what happened, right? You probably know this, like with ChatGPT and others, right? Okay, we introduced a ChatGPT Pro account, which is $200 a month. Oh, Google Gemini Ultra account, $299 a month. Yeah, right. And so what's happening is they've set a precedent, unfortunately, where any other company, for good or bad, or worse, like 11 Labs or Suno, or whatever we are talking about, they have started creating new account tiers to say, okay, you want more newer features, or you want more of credits, you want this, you want that. Okay, now end up paying more. And that's basically where all the industry is headed. We are the last company. Okay, I just want to tell you this, right? We are the last company with still at the scale we do. We are talking about, in our Facebook group, right? We have two groups, but like the main one, we have 73,000 customers like yourself, right? We're the last company at this scale with 73,000 customers, still providing updates for free, still providing one-time payment access. The updates are free. We take your feedback in the Facebook group community and all that stuff. We're the last one left, okay? And the only reason we're able to do it is with your feedback, with your assistance, and of course, your basically helping us make the application better, your word of mouth. A lot of people don't know, like the number one source for our sales actually these days, okay, I've just checked in the last couple of weeks, is actually word of mouth. Like people suggest it to their family, their friends and stuff, and they end up buying. And it's just crazy if you think about it from that perspective, especially for products that we have and stuff like that. So the last one left. So that means, in other words, there's no other company able to do what we are trying to do, because we want to give back to you the best value possible, right? So you go to CloneVoiceAI/go. Now, the only other, like you could even say, I mean, I wouldn't think, like a lot of you folks were saying, right, it's better than 11 Labs or whatever. So I'm bringing up that point. Like in the case of 11 Labs, as I showed you yesterday, but I just want to cover this as an example. The $99 per month plan, for example, that they have on their website, you can go check it out yourself, comes with about 500 minutes of speech per month. Okay, so that comes to just under 8 hours. Okay, so like if I put the calculator on, I'll show you. So about 500 minutes is equal to 60 minutes in an hour, correct? It's about 8.3 hours, so 8.5 hours, correct? You divide that by 30 days, that's about 27, 28 minutes per day. The funny thing is, if you go into our website here, like even the $49 plan comes with that, right? 30 minutes per day. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. And then the $330 account, I see this was recently added, is 2,000 minutes of speech, okay, that you can generate. So again, let's go back to the calculator here, and then let's just so 2,000 looks like a lot, but it's minutes. So divided by 16 minutes in the hour, that's about 33 hours per month. And then divide that by 30 days, right? It's 1 hour and 10 minutes, or 1 hour, 11 minutes, I guess, per day. Okay. So if you look at it, I mean, even without the fact that we have some other cool features and stuff like that, you're getting effectively double of this. Like we have, like as you can see here, we do have a fair use plan for 2 hours per day that you can generate across the features. And of course, we're going to be tweaking this based on your feedback. The goal here is fast generation for everybody, and 99% plus people should never get impacted, right? It should be fast for them and so on. And we did that with Artistic, with that with Video Express and stuff, to give back in value. We don't want somebody coming and putting 1,000 hours and slowing things down for everybody, right? We don't have unlimited AI servers, just like OpenAI doesn't have unlimited AI servers, just like Google doesn't have, for example, right? So if you think about it, that's double of this $330 per month. And this is a one-time payment. It's no monthly fees, no yearly fees, no upsells, no additional things. Like when you get this at CloneVoiceAI/go, you get it. You can instantly log in. You can watch the tutorials and stuff like that and get access. Nothing extra for you to do, right? And I'll talk about the bonuses in just a second. Sid, you wanted to chime in here while I bring that up?
Yeah. I'm just seeing a question a lot in the chat box, right? How does this compare to Suno? How does this compare to 11 Labs? How does this compare to some other app out there and all that kind of stuff, right? So guys, we need to get something really straight, and I want to be really clear about this, right? So you can choose any app you want, but what we did with CloneVoice.ai is you don't get one feature, you get so many different features, right? For example, if you want to create a song, you go to Suno. If you want to create a voiceover, you have to go to 11 Labs. If you want to create a video, you have to go to another. So there are 3 or 4 apps. We are trying to replace it, right? So you can create podcasts, you can create music, you can create voiceovers, you can clone your voice, all from one single app. Before, you needed like 2 or 3 separate different apps to do all that, right? And if you had to pay for those 3 apps, by the way, you have to pay monthly subscription fees for all the apps. Plus, you have to worry about credits, which you have to, you can only create limited type of audio with these other platforms. And even, for example, I was using these apps before this, right? Before CloneVoiceAI and before we started making our own apps in our business. And I'll tell you, like every time I went to create an audio, even if I made one spelling mistake in the middle, or if I missed something in my script, I had to go and recreate that script, right? And every time I recreated a script, it used to charge me credits, right? So every time I generate an audio because I made a mistake in the first one, I used to get charged. And here with CloneVoice.ai, you don't have the problem. There are no credits. So you can go recreate the voice as much as you need. And by the way, I don't know any other app in the market that has 7,000 plus voices, right? That you can choose from. These are voices, not generic voices, by the way. Not like English or generic English voice, somebody speaking male or female, right? We have like, pirates, news reporters. We have all these like beautiful voices, like, that people don't even think about. Like, these are voices from your imagination, right? So we have all these voices built into the app. So that's like, I don't know any other app that offers you all this, right? So if you're really not sure what kind of voice you want, generally, you know how we go into a voice platform. I used all these apps, so I'm telling you my pain points, right? I go into like 11 Labs, or I go into any other voiceover app. I had to like play, figure out what voice I need. And every voice sounds the same because it's the same tone, right? Everything is like professional, that sounding voice, which sounds like, it sounds good. I'm not saying it sounds bad, but it's not like unique like this, where it's like, you can create like a warrior voice. You can create Medusa voice. You can create like, an alien voice, a fairy voice, stuff like that. We already thought about these voices, so you don't have to think about them. Let's say you're creating a story, right? And let's say like, in your story, there's an alien. I'm like, now I have to find an alien voice. If I go into 11 Labs, right, it's super hard for me to find an alien voice, right? So now with this one, with CloneVoice.ai, you can really go in and search for an alien, right? And immediately you'll get like tons of alien voices, like right there. You don't even have to really think about it, figure out a prompt, go into ChatGPT, like fine tune your prompts and all that kind of stuff. So that's the number one advantage, right? CloneVoiceAI replaces multiple different apps and brings it all together in one single app. Okay, so that's one advantage of CloneVoice.ai over other apps, right? And what's the second advantage, you ask, right? First thing, you get to speak to the founders of the app, right? With Suno, with other apps, like when you send like a request saying, I want this feature or whatever, you send an email and you don't know when they're going to implement it. Like, some support agent will respond to you saying like, we'll do it in like a few months, or we put it to you in the list and we'll figure it out, right? But here with our team, you're speaking to the creators of the app, right? And in our Facebook group, our entire team is available to you. So we answer your questions and you can share your feedback. You can see what other customers are doing. So there's right away a community that you can follow, right? And any other apps, like, if you want to join a program, let's say you're joining some program, right? Everyone will tell you, okay, I'm going to give you this training, but like if you want to join the community, you pay like extra some dollars per month, and we'll give you access to our Discord group, or we'll give you access to our Facebook group, right? Here, there's nothing like that. You get free access to our Facebook group. 73,000 customers who post on a daily basis, right? So you can see all their creations. You can see what other customers are creating. You can get inspiration. You can get ideas. You can suggest features. And we check your features, we check your comments, we check everything on a daily basis. And if you see with Artistly, our previous app, we did 6 version updates, right? Those are all features that you guys suggested. And yesterday, some of you posted some valuable feedback in our Facebook group. We took that, we had a meeting, and we are already implementing some of those features, right? So that's the beauty of, having a community And with us, you get to interact directly with the founders, right? And what is the third benefit of choosing us versus other apps, right? That's the weekly training webinars. These weekly training webinars we do on this YouTube channel right here. If you go into the channel and if you check out the live tab, you'll see there's literally hundreds of live webinars that we have done in the last few months or year or so, right? So this is our dedication for our customers. We want to go in every single week and we do 2-hour worth webinars, 3-hour worth webinars. We go through all the questions you guys ask. We explain new features, how they work, how to make money with our apps, right? That's the whole purpose of it. So literally we give you guidance. We are not like just like you purchase it today and we disappear and like, you figure out the app yourself. You go find out from someone else, figure out how to use the app, how to make money with the app. We actually give you training on a weekly basis. Every single Friday, we go online and we teach a different topic. How to use this feature in the app, how to make money with the app, how to publish your books on Amazon, how to do so many different things, right? If you check our live tab in this YouTube channel, you'll see tons of topics that we covered before. So you get like one-on-one personalization, so you're not left behind figuring out things by yourself. So those are all the benefits of us. And the biggest benefit, you're getting it all without any monthly fees, right? So no monthly fees, and you're getting consistent updates, consistent community feeling with 73,000 customers right there. Weekly training webinars, speaking to the founders directly. I don't know any other app in the market that has all these things inside one platform, and that too for a one-time price. Since we are a smaller company compared to Suno or whatever, we're able to offer this, right? We want to have a personalized service. We want to have where customers come back to us to purchase our other apps, right? That's why we offer it at a very, very affordable price. Like, I don't think there's any other app with all these features at a one-time price in the market right now. If you go and you search on Google, I guarantee you there's nothing available in the market at this price. So those are all the benefits, but the choice is yours, right? If you really like Suno.ai, if you really like 11 Labs or whatever, keep using that. But like, if you really want a deal, if you really want something that, replaces 3 or 4 different apps and gets that personalized support, the personalized training, then, CloneVoiceAI is unbeatable in my opinion. So the choice is up to you. But by the way, we are running a special deal right now. This is an introductory offer today, $25 coupon right available to you. Just use the coupon clone in clonevoice.ai so you can get $25 off. And Paul and I, we were discussing it of changing the price today, actually increasing the price was supposed to increase today, but we got a ton of emails saying they missed out yesterday's webinar because they were at work, they couldn't make it or whatever, right? So we extended the discount for one more day. Tomorrow, the price is going up for sure, right? So the discount you see today will not be available tomorrow. So out of all the things, there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? 30 days, you can test out the app. If you don't like it, refund it. It's a one-time price, no subscriptions, no credits, and no upsells, by the way. There's no upsells. The pricing you see on the page is what you see is what you get. There's no hidden fees, no credits, no nothing like that. So pay once, 30-day money-back guarantee, and get everything, okay? So that's the thing I wanted to cover because I keep seeing this message again and again. How is this different? How is this different from the other apps? Now you got the idea, right? So I just wanted to make that very clear.
Right. So I'm getting some questions right now. So I will talk about those questions that are coming in. All right. So let me pull this up. And then I'm writing down the notes and answering some questions as well. All right. So here's the first question that I wanted to answer. And then we'll talk about the bonuses as well. No worries. All right. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Cheris. So you can keep posting if you guys and gals get it today, right? So the first question that came in, which kind of ties into the bonuses we have for you. Again, for those who couldn't attend yesterday, I couldn't see it, I want to talk about that, is this question: how to integrate CloneVoice.ai with Video Express, Artistly, and Talking Photos, your other applications, okay? So basically, I will kind of show you in just, and hopefully if we get some time today, we'll also go more in detail in case of Artistly and other stuff. I'll bring Yash on in a bit. He will explain that for Artistly, and I'll show you Video Express and that sort of thing. So basically what we're doing, okay, is I'll show you this right now. Integrations, okay? for CloneVoice.ai is the bonus that we are giving, okay? Meaning, in other words, let's say, for example, you're a customer of Video Express, you're a customer of CloneVoice.ai, meaning you went and got CloneVoice.ai/go today. Now, you can clone voices, you can use basically the podcast, or you can music and songs and stuff like that. Now, let's say you want to turn it into a video, right? Video with lip sync, with multiple scenes, like with Video Express. So this is an integration we're working on as a special bonus. It's already actually in my account. I'll show you. It will be available in your account in about a week or so. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't use it right now in Video Express. So in other words, let me explain, okay? So if you go in to Video Express, I'll show you. One second. So like, let me open up my Video Express account. So if you go into Video Express at any point, like you can go into Media Gallery right now. Okay. You can, like, let's say, for example, you created any voice that you have under that you've generated. You can download those voices, and then you can go to My AI Audio, and you can upload this file, correct? So you see this add files, you can add any of these files. So let's say, for example, this is the file you've uploaded. Now you can bring it into your timeline, like so, you see, into Video Express. So let's say, for example, you created some videos with Video Express, then you can bring those videos in. So for example, I have this video, let's say, for instance, I can bring this and I can add my CloneVoice.ai voiceover into this. This can be done, okay? What we're really working on to make it even more seamless for you as a customer of CloneVoice.ai, which you can get right now, CloneVoice.ai/go, is more direct integration, okay, as a customer of CloneVoice.ai and Video Express. This is something no other application can do. Let's say, for example, currently, I've seen this frustration from a lot of our users is, hey, I'm using 11 Labs for cloning and voices and, creative voices or whatever. And then I have to download the words and bring it into Video Express.ai or bring it into some other application, correct? It's just too time consuming. Similarly, I have to use Suno or some other thing to make music and song, and again, bring it into Video Express and stuff like that. It's too complicated, right? Time consuming. So what we are doing, and this will be available in about 7 to 10 days because Artistry will probably be first, and then Video Express will be second. So probably sometime later next week for Video Express, towards the end of next week, Artistry earlier in the next week, okay? So if you go to Import Media, okay, right, in your account, you're gonna see an integration directly. Just like how you have import from Artistly, you're gonna have a feature called import from CloneVoice.ai, right? So you can bring the voices into this. And then also, okay, when you're creating, right, a project, so let's say, I'll actually show you in my other account because I opened it up in this server. So let me pull that up so you can see. One sec. Yeah, here. So this is my other testing server internally. So you see this right here. In this one, see how it says import media, CloneVoice.ai text-to-speech integration. So this is how it's going to appear in your account. See, right now in your account, it doesn't show up, right? This is how it will be in your account. When you go to import, only import from Artistry is available. In your account, after we enable this update, this integration, so to speak, as a CloneVoice.ai customer, how it will work is you just click on it like so, and all your voices, okay? So just to put it in perspective, I'll show you. So let's say in my voices, you see this right here. You see how we have stuff here, which is clone voices, design voices, public library, and exported voices. You can export these voices at any point. You can pick any voice and you can export it. And then now these voices will appear under Video Express, okay, as a customer of both products. So that means if you see cloned, I have a cloned voice, designed voice, and then public library. You see in the public library so far I have Dark Sorcerer voice and Brave Knight. So you can start using it to generate audios and stuff like that, import the speech, and you can bring it into the timeline directly, meaning you never even probably have to log in to CloneVoice.ai other than actually picking what voices should come and what cloning of voices should be cloned to be brought into into Video Express. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know in the chat box if that is clear. Okay, this will be available in about 7 to 10 days time, depending on Artistly being the first one. We'll release Artistly first. Okay, now the second thing that we're also doing is we go to create from with AI in Video Express. So let's say, for example, I say something like medieval king sitting in his throne or something. I don't know. I'm just making up something, right? And then create the image. then so let's say we generate the image, right? You know how in Video Express, for those who are Video Express customers, you know this. You see, there's this feature called talking photos, a human talking photo, talking video. So basically, let's say this image, this one right here, you want to basically make them speak with any of the public library voices. We have creative voices, or anyone prompt to voice that you created, or even cloned voices for that matter. You want to have lip sync to it, meaning turn these audios that you're creating from Video Express to do so. You will then basically click on the talking photos. Again, let me show you one more time. When you generate an image, you click on this talking photos checkbox here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create video. Okay. So when you click on this create video option here, okay, what's going to happen is a window will open up. In that window, see how we have text to speech? These are the general voices that are available within Video Express. You can do voice recording, import of audio, which you can do right now. So meaning you can right now go to import audio in your account. So, and you can basically import the, CloneVoice.ai's voices that you download, correct? So meaning you can go right now, you can import, you can select an audio and you can import it, no problems. But we're also doing a direct integration with CloneVoice.ai here as well, okay, for lip syncing purposes. So you can go in here and again, public library, you can add in these voices. You can put in the whatever text you want to add in here for speech, and it will lip sync with that character. Okay, does that make sense now? So this is the direct integration we are doing for people who get CloneVoice.ai and people who also get Video Express. Now, the way we are doing this is we are rolling this out on an account by account basis. So the sooner you get CloneVoice.ai, the sooner it is that you get access to this integration. Now, why is that the case? Like, this is direct to your account. Okay, so what that means, in other words, is the voices that you see here, the clone voices, right? Where let's say this is a dentist voice or whatever, it could be Paul's voice or whatever. It's private to you. Yeah, I was seeing some questions come in on this. Hey, I clone my voice. I don't want it to be available for anybody, right? Of course. So what will be is your clone voice account will be connected to your Video Express account. Does that make sense? It's only going to be unique to you. You decide what voices will appear here. You decide what voices should not appear here. It's up to you. As long as you have an active account with, CloneVoice.ai, as long as you're an active account with Video Express, basically. Okay, it's unique to you, private to you, and it's only your stuff and your creations. Okay, the voices that you pick. So this is the direct integration for Video Express. Again, just so I am clear on this, we're rolling this out for customers who get CloneVoice.ai right now on as soon as they get it, first come, first serve basis. Okay, so in other words, when you log into Video Express, you will see this first in your account the sooner you get CloneVoice.ai, right? The reason why we are doing that, just for so we are clear, I mentioned this yesterday, but some people wanted me to reference this one more time. The reason why we're doing this is sometimes what happens is that when people do clone voices, right, they might pick different languages. Right now, we support 40, we plan to do 70 other languages in the future. You're trying to add lip sync for multilingual to Video Express. Maybe the lip sync in that language may not be perfect for whatever reason, let's say, okay? So now what we have to do is we have to get the Video Express engineers, right? I'll just put engineers. They have to be involved, right, to fix that bug. Then we need to get our machine learning engineers. Okay, I'll put ML, like machine learning people who develop the lip sync algorithm and fine tune it to go test it, right? In that language, is it working properly in Video Express? Then we need to also get the CloneVoice.ai, right? Engineers, right? To also go in and get involved and now try to fix it, correct? So basically you get 3 different teams who have to be involved. So if that is going to be thousands of people having these types of requests, it's harder. And the reason why this is beneficial to you is if you're getting, say, 11 Labs or Soon or any other company out there, they will tell you, hey, it's a problem with Video Express. Their lip sync, not my problem, right? Go deal with them. You're just an audio generation company or whatever. So we wanted to avoid that. Okay, make it more streamlined and as one ecosystem. Just like, when you buy Apple MacBook Pro or you buy, let's say, an Apple iPhone, you get the earpods, right? Or AirPods, whatever. as soon as you put it on, the Bluetooth syncs, right, with an Apple device. It's seamless. And when you open up your MacBook, it syncs to the MacBook, right? iPhone, same thing. iPad, same thing. We plan to do the same thing so that within our ecosystem, things sync very easily. All you need to do is buy the products and then you're good to go. They all will work aligned with each other. So this is the case with Video Express. Okay. So that is the plan. And again, you don't have to wait right now. You can click on this import audio and then download and do it right away. You don't have to wait for this integration. It's going to be a few days away. We have to do extensive training and stuff to make it worthwhile for you, but we can import it. But if you want it more direct, definitely get CloneVoiceAI right now. The sooner you get it, the sooner we'll roll out the access, because we have to do on an account by account basis. We're not rolling out to everybody at once, okay? Just because of the additional support and stuff we have to do. The second thing is we've also done Artistly integration. I'll bring Yash on in a bit. He'll explain what this is. It's pretty cool. We're actually building new features in Artistly. This one will come sooner next week because we already finished this. We're just doing some last minute testing, probably in a few days, like by next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to be rolling this out. It's a live webinar, I'm telling you. So most likely it's very soon, right? Pretty much. And we're going to do a training event to explain this and all that. So if you're an Artistly customer and also a CloneVoiceAI customer, this is going to be awesome for storybooks with video and stuff like that, which we will be explaining soon. Now, in terms of the talking photos, that'll come after. In the case of talking photos, as you know, I mentioned this yesterday, Talking Photos is coming up with a massive update called Talking Photos V3, okay? And this is going to be a mind-blowing update. We've been working on it for a long time now. And what this is that when we release this, it's going to be in about 3 weeks' time. This update will be free for all customers of Talking Photos. And because it is free and we're rolling it out, with that V3, we're also going to roll out similar integration to what we did with Video Express. It's going to allow you to bring the voices in there. The advantage with Talking Photos, people always ask us this question, right? So what is the difference between Video Express and Talking Photos? I want to buy both of them. What's the difference? Talking Photos allows you to create lip sync for very long length videos. Okay, so maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you want to merge multiple videos and stuff. Video Express is a scene-by-scene generation platform, correct? So let's say, for example, if I wanted to create a lip sync video, as an example, with this gentleman here, right? For 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Talking Photos is a better option because it focuses on the lip sync by putting that person facing the straight to the camera and making sure the lip sync is perfect and getting a lip sync video, which is very long length, right? And it has other features, obviously, like image to video focused on the lip sync aspect. Video Express, what you would do is you do scene by scene, okay? So maybe this person will have like, let's say about 8-second scene or so max, right? And then you got to create another scene, and you make almost like a movie, right? And that's the idea here. So 2 different applications for different use cases. This is more like having this king walk, dance, jump, whatever. In the case of Talking Photos, it's more like image, turn it into video. Person is actually talking like a spokesperson off of that video for a very long length, effectively, okay? And V3 is going to be amazing for that purpose. So this is going to be rolling out last in about 3 weeks with the V3 update. The advantage is if you don't have any of these products, might as well get it, because with this integration, it makes everything better, right? Now you can add music, songs to Video Express, do the same thing with Talking Photos. And again, with Artistly as well, you can do the same cool things. I'll bring Yash on and I'll explain that in just a few minutes. Anyway, that's the plan here, okay? I'll explain the Artistly as well in a bit. All right. Now, I had another question coming up, which we did see. Okay, so it was this question. How to use public library voices in other languages. And this also applies, by the way, with music in other languages. We did hear your feedback, right? So when you go into, let me show you here. When you go into the application and you didn't create music, right? This right here, for example, the music is basically in English at this point. The reason why we did it is we want to first perfect the English, you know. We want to take all the edge cases of English. Like we had people asking us about hip hop, rap, people asking us about country music and some other stuff. Maybe we don't have in the categories today. We want to add all those in. After we do that, to be able to do multilingual is not that difficult when we go with the popular languages that people request. So that's why we start off with English right now. See, the way you have to understand is that in CloneVoice.ai, we've spent 2 years, okay, already developing these algorithms. So behind the scenes, we actually already have multilingual support, but we are not sure how good it is yet. So what we are doing is we're going to get somebody who can speak Brazilian Portuguese. We're going to get somebody who can speak, let's say, Argentinian Spanish, and say, hey, look, does it sound okay to you? And is it okay? Like, is it sounding like a Argentinian pop singer or whatever would sing like? And that takes us some time, because they'll say, oh, well, there's that one slang that we use in Argentina the song doesn't have, or this doesn't even sound like Argentinian pop. It sounds more like Mexican pop. I don't know, right? You get the point. So because of that, we did not roll out a lot of the features that we wanted to, but we held back, because the last thing we want is release like 30 features in like some 70 languages, and now it's 210 different variations of stuff that people will do, and then now which one did you prioritize in terms of optimizing and making better? So we want to perfect English first, because that's what 70, 80, 90% of our users, depending on the feature, will be using. Okay. However, what we did do to make things easy for you is, again, it will be improved upon, right? So let's say, for example, you picked a public library voice, and I'm talking about voice first. I'll talk about music next, okay? So first things first, let's say, for example, this is the voice that I wanted to speak in Spanish, as an example, okay? Or any language. What you can do is you go to create audio. Again, let me highlight this. You go to create audio, okay? And then what you're going to do is you, first, you have to basically, you can select a voice, right? And then you can say public library voice or whatever. And then what you can do is you can basically, in the English one, you want to translate it to another language, okay? In Spanish or whatever. And then again, you can go back and you can pick these voices. Why we didn't put this yet is we're doing some final tests right now. So you're going to be able to do this soon, where you can now pick those voices. The main problem is accents. Okay, when we go to the next step, again, we got to figure out Mexican accent versus Argentinian. So we have some beta testers you're working with. If you want to be a beta tester, please, if you speak the language, let's say you speak Mexican Spanish, you speak Brazilian Portuguese, please let us know. We'd love for you to test these features and approve it, because we don't have every single language. Like, that's another reason why we could only release, like if you go here, release only 40 languages here, because we can only get 40 language speakers. We don't know every single space here. So I'll be posting in our Facebook group and asking for some assistance to help us out, because, it's difficult to get people who speak every single language in the beta tester group. Some people are away, some people are working in different time zones, on a vacation. It's hard to say, right? So that'll be the flow, first of all. It's not available right now, but that'll be the way. But what you can do right now, you can use the voice changer feature. You see this? So let's say, for example, you effectively generate a new voice, let's say in any language or whatever. So let's say, for instance, you, let me show you, okay? You created an audio, and then now what you can do is, let's say you did a Spanish audio, let's say, as an example, or let's even say some language, let's say Hindi audio, right? And you generated a script and you generated the audio, correct? So you didn't even do any translation or whatever. So let's say you generated some script. So let me even translate it. I'll just say an Indian, let's say Indian diet for weight loss, as an example. I'm just making up something, okay? So let's say educational explainer and generate. So then you can use the translate feature to translate it in Hindi, or you can even paste that script in that language, right? And it can be Japanese, it can be Arabic, it can be any language, really, okay? So let's say it's Hindi here. I'll show you, okay? Just as an example, how this would work. So you just go into language. Let me see if it's here. Okay. Or it can be anything, right? For example, let's even say Arabic or whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? So now the point is, like, you translate it. Oh, actually, I put original language Hindi. That's why it doesn't show up here. My bad. All right. You want to put original language is English, right? So, and then you translate to Hindi or whatever, okay? Anyway, you get the point. All right. So let's say this is the language, right? And then you generate, this is an Arabic. Now you generate it and you select a voice in any one of these voices. You can do clone voice, system voice, whatever. And then let's say you want to use one of these voices that are available here to speak that language. Okay, does that make sense? These are natural sounding system voices, right? Then click create new. So this is Arabic right now, and Rita is speaking it. It's a female, right? Now what you can do is, once you generate this audio, okay? Once you generate this audio, what you can do is, under my audios, you can download this, okay? You can see this download button here, or this download button here. You can download this audio, and then you go to voice changer and you upload this audio, okay? So how this works is, let me explain this so you understand. So first, let's say I have a 5-minute, right? Let's say Spanish, Hindi, whatever language audio, right? So let's say whatever, let's say even Italian or whatever, okay? So let's say 5-minute audio in, let's say Hindi, okay? Now, what you can do is upload the audio generated by the application, okay? So meaning you're going to generate what's available in my audios and you're going to upload it here. And then let's say you want this audio in Hindi to sound, okay, like one of the creative voices, okay? You're going to select, okay? You're going to select you see this right here, what I have? You're going to select that public library and you see this gentleman, a ramp aristocrat, you're going to do this. So then what's going to happen is, let's say, for instance, as an example, I uploaded it in a different, like let's say I'll just put up some, well, let me put up some voice here, Argentinian Spanish, let's say, right? And then I will say Argentinian Spanish to sound like desert. Like this is the creative voice, right? And then you can click save and start the voice conversion process. Okay. So now what did I do? I generated a voice and then I converted that voice to sound like one of these public library voices. We're going to make this obviously even more intuitive, obviously, that I plan on doing. Just one of those things, but you can do that today. Okay. You generate a voice and you turn that voice into one of the public library sounding voices, which is a creative voice, you know, or even a newscaster voice or whatever. We will make it even more streamlined. It's just that we need some people also from our team, we're rating from our beta testers and stuff to give us feedback. Hey, that sounds more like Argentinian Spanish or Mexican Spanish or whatever. And also the other thing is a lot of people have mentioned this and we're going to add those toggles as well, is if when you go into, I'll show you. Okay, one sec. When you go into like this create audio, right? So a lot of the times what happens is when you go into the original language and then you translate it into another language, right? With your clone voice. For example, I am an English speaker and let's say I translate mine to Hindi or something and I select my clone voice and you see, right? My voice, natural voice, I want to speak in Hindi, correct? Meaning English to Hindi. Now, what happens with this is for a native speaker, okay, so what we focused on, I'll tell you, okay, this is what we're planning on doing, is for a native speaker, right? They might say, well, Paul, you took your English to Hindi. Either it doesn't sound 100% like you, okay, similarity is one component, right? Or it sounds like somebody who is not a native speaker of that language is speaking it, which is preserving the accent, correct? So like you have an American English accent and you make that person speak Mexican Spanish, it'll have that Americanized Spanish accent, correct? So currently what we focused on, right, is to preserve the accent so that people, when they hear it, it sounds like a natural person is speaking it. Like meaning, instead of more than similarity, we're going to give you toggles, though. We have that internally. That's another update we're going to do soon once we get some feedback from you and stuff like that. All right. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to explain to you? So we're going to give you more options in selection point. We didn't want to give it because if 1,000 people are pulling like different toggles and they're like, I put this setting and in this and it caused this issue, it's very difficult for us to immediately go and troubleshoot it from day one, right? We want to kind of get an understanding of how people are creating, how many people are creating Hindi language, Spanish language, how many people are creating English, how many people are translating, how many people are using a voice changer, how many people are doing the voice maker. You get my point. So that is the idea here, okay? Because as I said, we have a lot of these settings behind the scenes. So when it comes to updates, we're going to be updating a lot more regularly. You're going to see almost, especially from next week on, almost daily, okay, updates, because a lot of the stuff that we have, we've actually held back for CloneVoice.ai. Okay, we held back because again, if you give too many choices to too many languages and too many variations, you're dealing with a scenario where we're going to get a lot of feedback. And which one do we prioritize? Do we prioritize the English speaking audience, which is 70-80% of our customers? Or do we prioritize, let's say, Spanish, which might be 3 or 4% of our audience, Hindi, maybe 10-15%. It's very difficult to prioritize different ones because you're all important to us. So instead, we'll perfect English. Then we're going to go next into different languages one by one, right? And perfect those. Much easier because now we're like, okay, English is sorted. We ain't going to get any issues with that. No questions on that. Any edge cases with that. Let's go to the next one. Does that make sense? This is clear? Because the idea is we want to make sure that, you know, it's about prioritizing our time. Okay. so it is clear. All right. So that is something I wanted to mention. Does that make sense? Let me know if you want me to cover that again. I'd be happy to do so. So the main idea is today, right now, you can generate public, like today. You don't even have to wait for the next update or whatever the next week. So you go to public library, any one of these voices you can use, going to create audio, and then let's say you created this desert or vampire aristocrat or whatever language that you have, you can either generate it like this. But let's say, for example, you wanted to basically be able to generate that to speak another language, for example, right? You can make that voice, okay? If let's say you don't speak that language, let's say like Spanish or something, you see now I'm only allowing you to do the clone voices, right? We want to look at that. So meaning what you're going to do is, let's say you're going to take Paul's excited voice, you're going to generate the audio. In the My Audios, you're going to download that audio. So in other words, you're going to download this audio. Like you see this, you have this download this audio, and then now you use the voice changer. Okay. And then you can use that. See, like once I did the voice changer, you can basically see it right now. I mean, if I play it, it's going to go through my microphone. You won't be able to hear it properly, but I'll try. Let's see. So you see that? That's Argentinian Spanish speaking with this tonality of this creative voice that we had, right? So basic idea. I hope that's clear, okay? That I want to mention. So that can be done today. And then as we go along, we're going to make it more easier, more streamlined as well once we get more feedback. And same thing with music as well in terms of the feedback, all right? Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention is let me announce the next winner, okay? So let me get the team to me. Well, sorry. Let me get the team to give me the list here. I'm pulling that together. Now what I'm going to announce is the next $100 winner. Okay. And then because we did give away a free copy, right? So here was the winner first. We had Ron Vincencio. The next winner, $100. Okay. This is the winner. I'll post all the winners later on. Is congrats to Kevin Butler. Okay, congrats to you, Kevin. You win $100. So we have one more $100 winner and 4 more free copy winners. Considering there's about 450 of you here, right? So hopefully your odds are good. Okay, and just for showing up, you're good. So even if you got it yesterday, you didn't get it yet, or whatever, doesn't matter. But I would suggest get it. I mean, it's a deal of a lifetime. You're all winners to get it either way. Correct. So anyway. That's the winner. So now next thing I wanted to mention real quick, that is something that a lot of people were asking us, is basically in terms of the create music, right? So you know how you have all these categories. Can you add more? Yes. So one of the things that we are working on right now is, you see this kids rhymes that we've added. This is something that we built with a lot of internal creativity. So we made it easy, correct? So this is the other thing I wanted to mention. So you see how in kids rhymes, you just type a rhyme about kids playing in the park with mud, right? A rhyme about a baby going to the zoo for the first time, correct? Simple, nothing fancy. You don't have to write a whole story. You don't have to do anything, correct? So this is simplified, right? We gave it, make it easy. However, internally, we're doing a lot of stuff to make it easy for you, because we wanted to make sure people create stuff rather than get stuck with complexity, right? So what we're planning on doing over the coming days, what we're going to do, okay? And this is the other question, correct? So I'll actually add in the question for you folks, because people keep asking me this question, which is, the question is effectively, okay, the music, right? Can it be in other languages, and will it have more customizations? Okay, that was the question. The music feature. This is the question, right? Can it be in other languages? Let's talk about the customization aspect. So first of all, what we did is we made it easy for you, right? AI generated, you put in a rhyme about whatever, and then you click on it, you create the lyrics, and the AI will generate the lyrics. AI will sort out the intro, the verse, the chorus, you see, right? And verse 2, the chorus, and on, correct? And it even does the outro. This was done for simplicity, okay? When you go for simplicity, what's the risk? The risk is we went for simplicity, right? What is the risk? Well, the risk is basically you don't get the customization, right? Or flexibility, let's say, right? So you don't have the customizations because we went for speed and simplicity. So the point is, behind the scenes, though, we are doing all kinds of stuff. Like, for example, the vocal choices, the music instrumental choices, and all the other stuff we are presetting when you do it. What our plan is as we get more feedback and stuff, and as more people use this feature, obviously, we're going to give you customization options. Okay, that's the goal that we have in mind. That's the plan down the line. When it comes to updates, this is what we want to do. But the problem is, if we give you customization right now, and if there's like say 10 choices and 10 options for you to create with something, that's 10 different variations of stuff that we have to troubleshoot with you. Instead, we'll give you one at a time. So you test it. Oh, it's good, perfect, it's great. There's no edge cases. Okay, let's release the next one, next one, next one. That way, we make sure one is perfected before we get to the next one. So that's the idea here. So when it comes to rhymes, right, it will give you more options, but we'll go one at a time, whichever ones are perfect as we go along. When it comes to updates, that's what we're planning on. Similarly, okay, the idea is for all categories, right? If you go back, again, I'll go into music. I'll show you. Here we have genres, right? We have pop, rock, and stuff like that. We have a lot of other categories that we wish to add in here, like country music, for example. The problem is that we do want to make sure these categories are perfect. Okay, so any issues you run into, let's say you're having an issue with the opera thing or whatever, you let us know. Whatever the prompt is and you're trying to generate, that way you're like, okay, that's interesting. We didn't account for that because AI, just so you understand, right? That is the trick with AI and the pain with AI. Just like with ChatGPT, when you go in and you type a message, every time it generates a new response, every time you put opera and you put the same prompt, like let's say an opera song about female empowerment, right? Women empowerment, whatever. The point is, every time it'll generate a different song. It's never going to be the same. So in other words, even for us to test like a result, when we go back and write the same prompt that you did, it's a completely different result, right? So the reason that's another challenge for us to go and make it better and better. So what we are doing is, as we keep getting feedback from you, oh, okay, that's the case we didn't notice. Oh, okay, this was utilized. Let us know. Okay, for each other stuff that you're doing. And as I said, the support email, by the way, is this one. You can let our team know. We also have our Facebook group and stuff like that, of course. And I can leave the link to the Facebook group here. So that's the link, pono.com/FB. If you're not in our group yet, let us know. We're happy to do that. We want to collaborate and let the community help us improve this product. Now, you can email our support team as well. We'll be happy to assist you there. Now, same thing with languages when it comes to music, okay? I mentioned this. That was the other question, right? So can the music be in other languages? So right now we support English. We do plan to add new languages. We have the technology behind the scenes to add new languages. What we do really need is people who can speak the language. So we have a few beta testers who do help us out. But again, we may have, like in Spanish, we only have one Mexican Spanish speaker, not an Argentinian or Castilian Spain speaker. So there might be accents and there might be slang words or different stylistic choices that they might do. So it takes time, right? And if you folks can help us out, of course, we'll be happy to speed it up. So for example, you want it in Brazilian Portuguese music, please be available. I'll private message you, or you can private message me or Yash or somebody, most likely Yash, and we will happily work with you. Hey, how does this sound? Okay, can you give me, what kind of lyrics are you looking for? Can you give an example song that is commonly sang in Argentina or Chile with Spanish, for example, correct? So that's what we're looking for to add these in, because the last thing you want is we give you, okay, Argentina, Spanish, Mexican, and it doesn't sound like it. Now we have to have like 100 people, messaging us, and you're like, okay, which one do we prioritize? Argentinian Spanish? We do Chilean Spanish. How many customers do you have from Chile? How many from Argentina? How many from Spain? It gets confusing. So you want to do one by one, and with your feedback, we can get that through, and we'll make a system to make it even more optimized down the line. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat box, please, because I want to answer that question too. It means that over time, right, we're going to be able to update things much faster, yes, but also to your requirements, because it's like you are having your own personal developer team, machine learning team, building stuff the way you want it without you having to spend hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. And also, you don't have to have the skills or the technical know-how, nor do you need to be really good at understanding the intricacies of AI and all that stuff, right? Which on its own is a big a headache to learn, if you will. Okay, so hope that is clear. Okay. Now, can you change the voice itself and create music? So that is the voice changer. Okay. So that is the reason why we gave that voice changer choice. So you could do it, although it's not the perfect option. We will basically allow you to do some other techniques there in the future, but it can be done. You you download the music file, you upload it here, and then you give it a target voice. Could be yours or whatever, and you can, but it won't be perfect. AI is that way. Eventually, we will make it even more better. What we have to do internally is we have to fine tune it to make it work across different voices and stuff. But it will happen. It's not an impossible thing. Okay, it's very straightforward. All right. Now, the other question is that I wanted to do you have any background music to use with the narrations? Good question. Yes. So you see here. We have something called Create SFX. Remember, Create SFX. So what this is this is the background music course, right? You can add in epic battle music, epic orchestral battle music with drums and brass and stuff like that. And this will allow you to generate the background instrumental, non-vocal scores. Okay. And the idea with this one is that, you just give it a prompt. You can even describe it and make let me write this out something here. So epic, orchestra music, orchestra battle music with drums, right? And then you can go and then enhance this, and it'll enhance it like you see a thunderous clash of brass and percussion reverberates across the vast landscape, whatever, right? Soundscape. And then you can just say epic, thunderous music, right? Whatever. And you can put the duration, how long you want it. And we found out that at 45 seconds, it's perfect. And beyond that, sometimes tends to, because, music has like that wave to it, right? It reaches a crescendo and then it slowly passes through. So we found 45 seconds for instrumentals is perfect for that use case, as opposed to say 5 minutes and 3 minutes and stuff. But you can obviously create and merge multiple stuff if you want to, using the included merger feature. So if you go into my audios, you see there's this merge function. So you can at any point, let me repeat that again. See this merge feature? At any point, you can checkbox any of these files and you can merge them together. Okay. So that's the basic idea. I did see a question. Good point. A loop to the music would be great. That's a good question. Good point. Okay. I'll write it down actually right now. Music loop, eh? Good point. So music loop. That should be easy to add in actually. So if you have any other suggestions, let us know, okay? I'll be happy to write this stuff as a feature. All right. So the other question is, can we use the API for our own custom made apps? No. So the way we are doing the API is it's only going to work with our other applications. So let's say Video Express, Talking Photos, and also Artistly. The reason why we do this is because what we are doing is our own ecosystem, and we don't want to deal with other applications and the other problems and headaches that will come with it, just like how anybody else would do. Like Apple will not want to deal with Android stuff, right? It's just too many issues. So yeah, the goal will be always to have our own internal ecosystem, and all of them will work aligned. And because of the developers are all in one team, I can give a call to the Video Express developers to say, hey, there's a bug this James is having. Hey, James, can you tell us what's the issue? And then Video Express developers will work with CloneVoiceAI developers and our machine learning team and fix it quickly, as opposed to some external thing we have no control over. We don't want to deal with it. It's just too many headaches. And instead, you're going to get more value anyways, because the external applications are all quite expensive out there right now. I mean, where do you get an application of the quality of CloneVoice.ai for the one-time payment of this, right? This price is crazy if you think about it, right? So hope that is clear. All right. Now, the other point I wanted to mention here is effectively, if you think about it, the next plan, okay, the plan of action going forward, okay? So there are some other features like Script Genie feature and some of the stuff I'll go through in just a sec as we go along, and I'll show you because they're even pretty cool, okay? They're even more cooler than you would imagine. But I wanted to talk about the Artistly bonus. So this is the one where you're creating brand new features within Artistly as an integration bonus. If you have CloneVoiceAI and you have Artistly, you're an Artistly customer, you can bring your stories to life with your own voice. Basically, you can create storybooks with your own voice. Okay. So this is not available in Artistly right now. You're going to get access to it. And the next thing you're going to get is music storybooks from rhymes. Okay. So basically what this will do is basically you can add music to your storyboards from simple rhymes. And this is a brand new feature that brand new artist. I'll get Yash to explain this in a bit. And then there's also flip books and storybooks where you can now export your flip books and storybooks as a video with your own voice with flippable pages. I'll talk about that as well. But before I do that, and I bring Yash on and he will explain it, he'll share his screen with you folks. I want to talk about the next winner. All right. So actually, let me change my screen over here. So who is our next winner? Okay. Congrats to. Here we go. All right. So let me pick up here. So we have one other $100 winner here just for attending here. And the winner is, congrats to Ignatius is Mantoro. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Ignatius is Mantoro. Congrats to you and $100, Ignatius, okay, for being here on this webinar. Awesome, excellent, in this live stream. So we have, let's see here, 4 more free copy winners to be given away, okay? This will be 4. So your odds of winning are pretty good. And again, by the way, just so I want to mention here, we're taking it from the comment section, okay? That's the only way we know people coming in and stuff. It's very difficult otherwise to get the list. So, okay, something I wanted to mention here. All right, okay, so Yash wants to show you this bonus of the Artistly bonus I told you, okay? So what is that exactly? So these 3 I showed you earlier, he'll show you these right now, okay? And I'll share, he's going to share his screen and explain this as well. Okay, Yash, you here, right? Yeah, he's here. Excellent. All right. So he's going to be joining in just a second. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. So basically, this is something that came from Yash's mind. It's just incredible. I mean, I am so excited about this personally because what we thought about is, okay, you have CloneVoiceAI, right? Okay. You can even probably do stuff like this with 11 Labs for the same price. Right. So let's say, for example, like this one, it's $144. Okay. Even the $300 per month 11 Labs does not have some of these features, right? But what 11 Labs will never have, we're talking about longer term, right? Because they have hundreds of millions of dollars that they've raised and they're investing. They have the best machine learning team, AI team in the world. What they don't have is the heart, right, that we have, and the genius mind that we have, creativity in linking all our applications together, the ecosystem, right? So that will keep it long term. Like that is the perfect example I can give, and Yash will accept this. If you look at the Apple iPhone, right? When Steve Jobs invented the iPhone, and then the first 3 or 4 variations of it. In the beginning, iPhone was revolutionary. You had the touch screen, and you had for example, maps. You had, for example, the App Store and stuff. But let's say from the fifth version of iPhone, if you look at the if you will, the incremental updates that they made, not much, right? Realistically, the camera is like 10% better. The battery is 10% per year. Why is Apple still so successful? Well, it's because of the ecosystem. Apple allows you to integrate between like your iPad, your MacBook, your AirPods, all this Apple TV and all these things. You press one button, they all link to each other. You don't have to know how Bluetooth works. You don't have to know any of this stuff. Same way, we're working with CloneVoice. We'll integrate with Artistly, and in one click, right, you can now basically make both of them talk to each other, both applications. As a customer of Artistly, as a customer of CloneVoice, you can do it, which will make it even many years from now irreplaceable. And 11 Labs, Asuna will never be able to compete because they're not in the video or lip sync. They're not in storybooks. They're not in flip books with your own voice, for example. They're not in all these features that we're talking about. Yeah, yes, go ahead. Explain to us these features. I'll open up this screen. So for those who missed it yesterday, and also I know you're working on it, but this will come first, right? In the next few days, next week. So explain to us about this a little bit.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone can hear me properly. I'll just quickly explain these bonuses, and we'll share my screen to actually show you these features and these bonuses live, how this actually comes out in real life. So the bonus number one is basically storybook with your voice, right? So right now in Artistly, right, you can create talking storybooks. That means you can add a read aloud narration for all your storybooks. The number one request that we get is like, hey, my storybook is about Santa, or my storybook is about, some scary wizard or stuff like that, right? But the voices that you give us is not that those many options, right? So now you can directly transfer your voices from Clone Voice, either your voice or any creative voice that you generate, transfer it to Artistly, and use it to basically create read aloud narration that you can share it with your customers, share it with parents. Now imagine how powerful that is you create a personalized storybook for a parent in their voice. How powerful that is when you bundle it together with a paperback book. So that is the power of this bonus number one. So bonus number two is basically now, yeah, so I'll show you on the screen. So Paul, can you show that bonus number two? Yeah, so that bonus number two is music storybook from rhymes, right? So the number one thing is, okay, you got these kids rhyme that you are getting from Clone Voice, right? How you're gonna get it and convert it into an actual useful, usable content that you can publish on YouTube? That's the biggest question, because your kid's rhyme can be a minute long, 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long, or whatever it is. But you have to sit there, listen through each verse, we call it, listen through each intro, we call it, and then come up with a prompt. Have to be consistent. Where this one, I'm going to show you, this is the powerful, very, very powerful. Okay. You just drop in one, okay, one rhyme, one MP3 file, and it will create the scene by scene storyboard for you, that you can take it to any other applications, right? Like Video Express, convert it to video and stuff like that. That's very powerful, right? Bonus number three is directly, okay, from Artistly alone, whatever flip books that you create, you can directly convert it into an MP4 format. You don't have to worry about like, okay, well, how am I going to use it, right? You can now bundle your together. Like, let's say if you get someone's request, right? Hey, I wanted to create a personalized storybook for my child, right? Or for yourself, let's say, for example. Not just now, you can create paperback book, you can create flip book with narration that they can view it online, flip through pages. You can also convert them into a video format that they can share it. You can create a playlist, and it just goes on and on, right? So I'm super excited about these thing, right? And it would not be possible without your ideas, right? So now I'm gonna quickly share my screen, walk you through the process. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Before you share your screen, everybody, let me know in the chat box, because I don't get this opportunity, right? Normally. Pretty exciting, right? You just thought about these ideas, which nobody else thought about. I mean, you're not like an 11 Labs or a Suno where, okay, you're just a music thing, or you're just a text to speech thing. But also, you're actually always active in the Facebook group where you keep suggesting features for Artistly and that sort of thing, always on top of it. Do you agree with me having him involved also in CloneVoice.ai, where he's looking at your feedback, what music is better, what other things, having them will be valuable? Let me know. I'd say that's the most invaluable bonus ever, right? To be able to be in the Facebook group and just say, okay, Yash, I'm not happy about this. Do something about it, right? Paul won't listen to me. You at least will listen to me. I'm just kidding. But like, you get something like that, right? Of course, right? Yeah, exactly, right? You see this. This is what I'm saying. Everybody knows Yash, right? So the point is, like, this is something that no amount of money can buy. Okay? In life, right? The point is somebody who cares about you, somebody who listens to you, somebody who will actually call you. You don't have to message us and beg us and plead us, oh, please listen to my issue. Me, Yash, we are going to call you, contact you, message you. Hey, what's your issue? What's going on? All right, interesting. Okay, I see this issue that you're facing. interesting. We didn't think about it this way. Great. Let's sort this out. Oftentimes we see it just could be somebody was using the feature a little bit differently than they should, for example, correct? So we sort these out and we get ideas from this as well. I've seen the so-called Discord groups, right? First of all, a lot of people ask us, why don't you put a Discord group? Well, we put Facebook because a lot of you already have Facebook. You don't have to go download another application. Secondly, the other thing is we've seen it in other Discord groups we have. I just want to be honest, transparent here. They have like some community manager, right? The community manager has no clue about the technical stuff, no clue about business, no clue about, generating more traffic, leads and sales and use cases. They're like, oh, my bosses told me that the update might be coming in 2 days. Who are the bosses? Nobody knows. Oh, what update? Nobody knows. In the case of Yash and me, we're actually drinking our own Kool-Aid. We're actually using artistry. Like people were asking us this question. I want to tell you very frankly here, like before he shows the demo, like in the public library, people are asking us, how did you create these images? Okay. These images artistry, of course, right? So my point is we drink our own Kool-Aid. We just don't just say, oh, okay, we're just a music app or a voice app. We actually, everything you see here is built within our own ecosystem of applications, right? And that means that when you think about it, oh, wow, the image that they built, how did they do it? Well, with artistry, right? Same thing with like, if you go into CloneVoiceAI, this is the reason why I'm so excited about Talking Photos V3 update. See these demos we have? Millions of people, okay? We'll be watching these demos, okay? Not just today, but down the line, okay? Around the world, right? These demos, like with this, you see Talking Owl, right? You got, like, let's say this, whatever, like cyborg girl talking. You got the witch talking here. You see these? Well, where else can you say that we are using our own technology? This talking dog, that's one of the things we're working on with the Talking Photos V3 update. It's going to come for free for Talking Photos customers. This talking monkey, right? You see this? We drink our own Kool-Aid. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So when you tell Yash, hey, look, I want to create a project that will make a viral video on YouTube, or when you tell me or our team, you're actually going to the people who are actually spending the money and actually using the stuff that which gets results. We don't have a community manager who gets paid a salary or whatever, and their job is only to moderate a group, but not actually listen to the feedback. It's oftentimes we get ideas from you and we'll implement it. Right. And that's more important than anything else because, a lot of people don't understand this. Steve Jobs, I'll tell you a quick story. It's important you folks understand, right? We have a phone, right? You have a phone and, my baby's here. But anyway, you have a phone and then you have like touchscreen here. So Apple in the original iPhone, right? Around 8 months before release of the first iPhone, they couldn't crack touchscreen. Okay. They couldn't. It's impossible. They tried their best. They couldn't because BlackBerry was the only one. They didn't have touchscreen properly. So Steve Jobs was like, I don't care. I want the touchscreen. It's not like somebody's like, I want touchscreen. Nobody put a roadmap request for Apple to put a touchscreen, right? They knew, Steve Jobs already knew ahead of time what should be in the iPhone that will make it easy to use, correct? So we're thinking about it the same way. Because we drink our own Kool-Aid, we're spending, millions and millions of dollars in advertising, consulting with companies across different industries and stuff like that. Everything that you see here, like this one is another example, right? With perfect lip sync and stuff. We're not telling you, oh, okay, go use some other third-party application, spend $300 a month, $100 a month or credits or something. Instead, we can tell you, oh, this was utilized with, let's say, Talking Photos V3 or Video Express or one of our own applications, which again will be the circle, right? The ecosystem that comes in. So that means when you come to our Facebook group or community and you post, whether you're airing your grievances, whether you're saying, look, I want this result, I want that result. You're talking to people, in this case, even just the person who has not only the technical ability, but also connections with our whole team, the project management ability, but also the actual use case ability as well. Meaning, in other words, we know, oh, this would work better than this. Maybe you have a suggestion, we'll improve that suggestion even further because we're actually using it in real life, okay? And I want to stress that enough, okay? Currently, Artistly gets millions of visitors a month. Video Express, these pages get millions of visitors a month. I'm not talking to brag, but I'm saying we know what works. We know from a marketing standpoint, sales standpoint, lead generation standpoint, traffic standpoint, what works. So when we put features in the applications, it comes from our own frustrations that we face. You know, what are we dealing with? What are we seeing day to day? And of course, your feedback infinitely helps us, but we'll go beyond your feedback and make it even better than what you imagine. You saw that with Artistly, correct? A lot of people came to us initially and said, I want an adult coloring book page. We made an entire bookmaker. Somebody said, I want to create, let's say, storybooks eventually. We just said, okay, create an entire storybook. But what do I do with the storybook? Well, publish it into Amazon Kindle. We automated the entire process of publishing, if you're paying attention to the live trainings. This is infinitely valuable. Okay. I cannot put any amount of money in terms of that, right? It's like, as I told you, having your own developer team, your own marketing team, having your own business team to guide you and get you to the finish line, right? Because you know what's the best processes to follow. And it's something that, we're very proud of to do so and give you that guidance, right? I want you to understand that because see, the last thing we want is like, okay, it's easy, right? For us to say, okay, for this type of a video, go use this third-party application, pay whatever it is, let's say $100 a month or credit system. Oh, this type of a video with the monkeys, a different application, by the way. You got to go buy another tool which can do this. Oh, by the way, you wanted to be able to do songs and music, go get Suno.ai, right? You want to do cloning, go get 11 Labs. It's easy for us to do a training saying, oh, go use these 10 tools. The problem is, first of all, even if you have the money, right? Let's forget about the fact that maybe you'd have the money to spend, right? Even then, to bring all these tools together and make it sing together as an orchestra and orchestrate a result is the hardest thing. I can tell you that because we deal with it every single day, right? And I would say that, to me personally, is the best value we can provide you, and no amount of value can provide. Nobody can offer that, honestly, because it comes from the heart, right? You could have 100 brilliant engineers in a team, but if not a single guy knows how to do business, how to build a feature that actually works, what's the point? You're just building a complicated, complex tool which has no utility in the real world. You're just copying features at that point, correct? This is the reason why we did for Artistly and Video Express and stuff, especially if you look at it, we build features nobody can offer. Like, even in the marketplace right now, storybooks, to build multiple storybooks, and the features Yash will be showing you right now, to be able to turn a storybook into a video with narration with your voice, these creative voices and stuff, where you want to, basically, you're a grandma, you want to create a storybook narration with your voice. Well, nobody has thought about that, because now you're bringing the whole thing together, correct? On how to make it not only fun to use, but actually very useful, right? In different use cases that you might be wondering, okay? So I just want to tell you, you have Yash's availability and he's there for you. And he's always listening to, and I'm obviously there for sure, but more so with Yash, you're going to also be able to have somebody who's actually there in different time zones as me, for example, also available in our group. And here's the thing, okay? We don't feel bad. Yesterday, for example, I opened up our Facebook group and we've had people saying, okay, you should have put multilingual music, for example. Fair. Okay. I don't know. I didn't think about that. We do plan to add it in, but if that is a concern, we'll put that in our checklist to do. Another person mentioned, hey, for like we mentioned this, right? Loopable music, right? We just mentioned here. Great. Okay. Great suggestion. We'll definitely put that in. And, people are sometimes frustrated. They even yell at us. And we're, been seasoned enough in this business. We're like, it's okay, cool. You're frustrated right now, but you have a fair point, right? We got to make something better. Maybe something didn't work to plan. And we are big boys. We can take it, right? And it's all good. But it's, at the end of the day, the only way we can improve is we get fair criticism, right? If it is fair, something that can help you improve, no problems. We'll take any kind of criticism out there. It's fair. And that's something nobody can do right now. It's just a hard thing. I was telling Yash this as well yesterday. We've tried, okay? We brought in a community manager and we put that person in our Facebook group to handle, user requests and somebody maybe not happy with something or criticizing. That person quit in like 2 days saying, look, I'm not able to handle this volume of messages and these many different variety of stuff that's coming in. And we're like, okay, then it should be me, Yash, Sid, Ali. We should be the ones dealing with you because we're the founders. We can help you, correct? We can actually go and get the whole thing done. And we hear you because you're coming from an area of frustration because you want to use the application in a certain way that you're not able to use. And we understand it, how to not only solve the problem, but also how to improve it beyond what you imagine is the other thing I want to mention. Okay. You've seen that with Artistly. Like if you think about it, where we've come in the version 6 versions we have, and these features that we are talking about today is ridiculously crazy. Like it comes from heart. Like I said, you get 1,000 best engineers from Google, you get them from OpenAI, you get them from whatever, right? 11 Labs. You can't throw money at creativity, correct? It's like at the end of the day, David and Goliath. How can David beat Goliath? It's through creativity, not so much with strength or just pure brute force, right? It's also through creativity and your mind, right? So just want to tell you this because sometimes it doesn't get stressed enough, right? And whether you get this or not, it's all cool, like I said, I mean, it's a great value. We know it. If you don't buy it today, the price will increase, but you'll get it later on for sure. If you see, okay, you got 11 labs, just $300 a month at the top tier and more than that, and you got, CloneVoiceAI, let's say it's $200 tomorrow, the price goes up, you'll still value it, right? Because if the comparison is between these two companies, let's say, for example, and we're fair, I will take it and we can improve it and stuff like that. And we know we are confident enough to be able to do so. But what matters beyond the numbers or the money or the value here, which we want to talk about, which I want to stress here, is the ability to have heart to take criticism, which these companies cannot do because they hide behind a brand name and stuff, these corporations and all these other management layers. They're even afraid to say, hey, you have a fair point, because they got to go through a lawyer or a legal framework to say something, right? Hey, when will this feature come? Is this coming in the next week? Is it coming next 3 days? Oh, we can't tell you because if I tell you, my boss will be angry, right? Who's that boss? Nobody knows, right? So what I'm trying to say is that has infinite value, okay? And having the ability for us to also tell you when we say something, it comes from clarity of thought as well, correct? So again, small things like this, they don't appear like a lot, but in the end, they will help you, catapult you to the next level. And I just want to stress that enough, right? Because sometimes, value is value, right? When you see, okay, CloneVoice can do this, it can get better. Awesome. Straightforward, right? Very practical, logical way to do. What I'm trying to tell you is also beyond that logical numbers and money or whatever you're talking about, we also bring heart to the game, creativity to the game, right? And creativity, nobody can copy. Why can they copy? Because it comes with sheer passion and actually love for that game, right? Love in seeing your feedback and adding these features in, okay? And again, these features, it's all credit goes to Yash, and he will be ready to listen to your feedback as well in the Facebook group, how we want to improve these bonus features, which he'll share with you right now. Every one of them. I mean, they're good to go starting, but if you have other ways to improve it, he will listen to you directly and improve it. Because again, he invented these features, so thereby he can make it better. Right? Obviously. And he's going to hear you, and he's going to be, obviously, if there's some issues, going to get on a call with you, chat with you, whatever. And that, I think, is extremely valuable. Okay. I know some people might say, well, I don't think so. It's a bigger corporation will have more professional outlook. But realistically, let's be honest here. We are trying to just use a feature for an outcome, correct? And the outcome, majority of the time, matters what it is you did to get the outcome, correct? So in creative fields, like Artistly storybooks, like video generation, like let's say music generation, and all these are creative fields, correct? How can you put a corporate spin to a creative field and expect to get extraordinary results doing it? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you a perfect example for this one, and you will see, in the YouTube space, for example, the people who end up getting the most amount of views and the people who do the least amount of actually standard procedures, right? They're very creative. Like whatever creative things they bring to the table gets the best views. Same thing with podcasts. Same thing with like any creative endeavor you think about. Somebody who does something unique that they bring to it will end up getting better results than somebody who's just doing the same templated stuff. You know it, I know it. So what I'm trying to say is these tools that we're building are all creative in nature. Correct? They're not like, oh, we're doing a productivity tool where you do Kanban charts and then you just go in and you put some human resources based system and manage employees. Those are rigid tools, correct? Procedures and processes. Here it's creative. In creative field, generally speaking, you don't need thousands of people to work in a team. What you really need is heart, creativity, and for you, not only telling you what to do, but how to think. Right? When you know how to think and you get the tool to help you think better, think faster, think more creatively, you're unstoppable. Okay, so yes, yeah, I just wanted to tell this to folks, and I'll also announce one other winner before Yash shares his screen and goes over this bonus here. So let's announce the next winner. By the way, so we've announced these two winners so far, $100 winners, Kevin Butler and Ignatius Ismantoro. These were the two $100 winners in case you joined late. And then we also announced one free copy winner, Ron Vincelcio. Okay, so what I'm going to announce is the next one free copy winner. So meaning whatever it costs, let's say it's $144 or whatever. Later on, it'll go up in price. Obviously, we're going to make you whole, whether you bought it, didn't buy it, whatever. Okay, it's pretty simple. All right, so the winner is, congrats to, here we go. Here we go. It is okay. Let me write this down here. All right, it is, congrats to Glenn Williamson. Congrats to you, Glenn. You are our 22nd, or in today's second free copy winner. We have 3 more. So yes, you go ahead, you show us these 3 bonuses, share your screen, show us how these look like, and go ahead. Okay. So shall we share your screen, or you have anything else to add?
I'll share my screen right now.
Okay, perfect. Let's do that. So I'll do this thing.
I hope you can see my screen right now, and here comes the fun part, the amazing bonuses of CloneVoice.ai. So I'm super excited to reveal these amazing bonuses that you're gonna get with CloneVoice.ai. So there are 3 bonuses. There will be more, but 3 bonuses that I'm super excited about, right? Is number 1. Now you have the ability to integrate Clone Voice with Artistly and Video Express, so that specifically with Artistly now, you can now narrate storybooks with your voice or with any voice you created or you cloned. How powerful is that? Crazy, right? Now here comes the fun part. It's the second bonus, okay? Is now you got those flip books as a talking book, right? Which you can share it with other people. They can hear it. It's okay. It's good. It's amazing, right? What if you want to publish it online? What if you want to post it on YouTube or whatever it is? Well, now you can. And this is the second bonus that you get with CloneVoice.ai. That means the idea is very simple. Now you can convert your flip books to videos. Yay! How powerful that is. And we are not even stopped here. The third one is my favorite. Okay? Now you can convert your rhymes, your kids' music into a fully scene by scene music storyboard. So you don't have to worry about manually figuring out the consistency of the characters for the storyboard. Meaning, you have this audio, or you have this, let's say, rhyme or a kid's music video that you created. Now you wanted to use it. You wanted to publish it online, right? Now what are your options? You obviously have to convert it. You want visuals. You can now create scene by scene storyboard visual for every rhyme, and I'm super pumped up to show that to you. Okay, so let's start with the bonus number 1. The bonus number 1 is the ability to transfer your voices directly to Artistly to use it, basically to use it for narrating storybooks, for using those specific voices. It can be the design voices, it can be your clone voices and stuff like that, right? So for cloning and design, as we already covered, but I'm just gonna show you quickly. Come to the clone voice, click and choose instant, record it with your microphone, upload it, give it a name, give it a language, whichever language is in, pick the gender and clone voice, okay? And same thing with the voice maker. Now let's say I want to create a voice of a little girl, for example, right? Then all you gotta do is come to create a voice maker, put in your title, put in your quick description. So let me just show you. Little girl. 1 second. All right. I'm just going to accept the terms and services. and we give you all these many options to play with, because it's AI is generating all these voices for you, so that you can pick the one that you like the best, and then you can select it for that voice, right? And create voice. Now all these voices that you see, your cloned voice, your designed voice, now you can directly transfer these, right? What we call export. You can export these voices without having to manually download and upload and all that stuff. One click, they will appear under Artistly, and now you can use them to narrate your storybooks, to narrate any book you create using Artistly. Okay, how do you do that? I'm gonna go here. Let me just go back. Let me just select back and show you. Okay, now as you're probably aware about this workflow, okay, is I've created these images using storybook feature. Now what I need to do is I need to click on create flipbook. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to click on the select story, right? Now I can either click on select this story to kind of select this part, this book, or I can select this one, whichever I want, just to not overcomplicate it. Very simple. Let's say I want to select this story. What is going to do? It is going to select all the pages of your storybooks, so you don't have to manually click them one by one. Very simple, easy peasy, right? Now the fun begins is when you click on create flipbook, and when you click on select voices, you get an option of cloned, designed, and now you can create any voice you want, literally, right? Think about all the possibilities, right? If you were creating like a pirate, you can give a pirate voice, you can give it a angry voice, sad voice, this voice, that voice, little girl, anything you can imagine. Your own cloned voice as well. Imagine the possibilities where now not just you can kind of bundle together your personalized storybooks. If you're doing it for other people, you can not just do the paperback, you can not just do the flip book. Now you can actually create these online talking books for them in their voices. For if any of your customers or any parents request you to use their voices to narrate the storybooks, how powerful the value add that is, right? Just crazy. Let me show you. Yeah, so now when you click on, let's say I want to give it to my voice, Yash voice, again you can follow the same process, pick multiple languages. Templates is very simple, easy peasy, right? Which we already talked about. Upload, you can either browse what we have, or okay, now for those of you who are watching it for the first time, what is this template, Yash? So I'll show you. This template is basically what it's going to define how your text page, right? So how we divide our storybooks is on the left side will be the illustration, on the right side will be the text that represent that illustration, right? So we are kind of basically deciding that what kind of illustration or what kind of page we want. Should it be a border page? Should it be a blank page? Should it be this? Should it be that? And so for now, I actually created one thing to kind of give it a Christmas vibe. So you can use this like this, and your text will appear here. Now let me show you something really powerful, right? Check this out, what I've created. This isn't my voice. I'm gonna shut my mouth now and see my voice cloned using CloneVoiceAI.
It was Christmas Eve in Snowflake Village. And
this is Anne speaking, and now as I'm playing it, my AI is speaking. Let me page by page, hear it out very, very carefully.
Something felt different this year. The usual sparkly magic, the special Christmas cheer seemed to be missing. Oh dear, she whispered. Where could it have gone? She thought of all the twinkly lights and carols that were usually so loud.
Pretty powerful, right? And you can share it with other people, and now we are also working on some abilities where you can have the direct ability to embed these on your website. When somebody purchases, you can directly deliver these. How powerful this is. Not just the storybook that is personalized for them, but also personalized with their voice. Crazy, guys. Think about this.
Just then, a friendly tap came at her door. It was Bartholomew, her best friend, a big polar bear with a kind smile. The jingle bells are silent. Lily, he rumbles softly. The Christmas cheer has vanished.
Very, very powerful, right? Now let me show you, actually, let me now pick the voice, the little girl, okay? Now let me show you the little girl one that I created. Check this out.
It was Christmas Eve in Snowflake Village, and a hush had fallen over the usually bustling town. Lily, a girl with bright eyes, peeked out her window. Something felt different this year. The usual sparkly magic, the special Christmas cheer, seemed to be missing. Oh dear, she whispered. Where could it have gone? She thought of all the twinkly lights and carols that were usually so loud. Just then, a friendly tap came at her door. It was Bartholomew, her best friend, a big polar bear with a kind smile. Bartholomew looked worried too. He held up a single, dull jingle bell. It didn't sparkle or make a sound.
All right.
The jingle bells are
let me just pause it. Very, very powerful, right? Think about the possibilities, right? You are not just limited for all the system voices or the default voices we give you. You can now pick any voice that you want to narrate your storybooks. A little girl, a wizard, a pirate, your own voice, anything you want. One click. Easy peasy, right? Now here comes the fun part. Let's talk about the second most important and the most powerful bonus that you get with CloneVoiceAI, which is now when you go to, let me show you, right? Now when you go to the flipbook sections, right? Now when you go to the flipbook sections, you get a powerful feature that's going to blow your mind away. Is a direct ability to convert to video. Crazy, right? Now, in just one click, you can convert your flipbook to videos with all the sound, the narration, the text, the video. So now you can directly get these videos, these flipbooks, and publish them online on YouTube and all the other platforms. How crazy that is. Let me show you how it will look like. Check this out. This is a video file, right? Just so you know the difference. This is a flipbook that you cannot publish on a YouTube or stuff like that. This is something you can share it with other people, right? It's a talking storybook, we call it, right? And this one that you're seeing here is a video version. You can download the MP4 file with proper voices and the narrations and everything in just one click, without all the hassle and without all the technical mumbo jumble, and take these videos and push them online, upload them on YouTube and stuff like that. Check this out.
Eve in Snowflake Village. It was Christmas Eve in Snowflake Village, and a hush had fallen over the usually bustling town. Lily, a girl with bright eyes, peeked out her window. Something felt different this year. The usual sparkly magic, the special Christmas cheer, seemed to be missing. Oh dear, she whispered. Where could it have gone? She thought of all the twinkly lights and carols that were usually so loud. Just then, a friendly tap came at her door. It was Bartholomew, her best friend. Lily, he rumbled softly, but was unusually still. No joyful drifts, no sparkling crystals dancing in the air. They looked closely. Near the village square.
Very, very powerful. Long length videos we are talking about, right? It's a 4-minute video created in just one click without all the technical mumble jumble, with your own voice. Could be your own characters, could be your own page template, could be in your own language. This is the power of Clone Voice, right? That's what you get with Clone Voice. And now we are not stopping here, guys. This is just the starting, okay? This is just the starting. Let me show you something that I'm the most excited about, okay? Which is the kids rhyme to a visual storybook bonus. Let me show you that. 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna come to the create music. Let me just show you. And then if I want to create a rhyme, what I need to do is, let me pick the genre, the kids rhyme. Let's say I am just starting scratch, right? I don't have any lyrics in my mind. Again, you can add your own lyrics as a custom lyrics, or you can ask AI to generate it for you, right? So let's say I say a rhyme about the farmer and a little girl. All right, easy peasy. Read and agree the terms and condition, and lyrics. AI is going to do the magic for me. Easy peasy. It will automatically create the verse 1, the chorus, the verse 2, intros, outros, all that amazing stuff. All I gotta do, give my music a name, farmer and little girl rhyme, whatever it is, and then I will click on agreed and agree to the terms and services. After that, under my audios, I will get the thing. Let me just delete this or whatever it is. Now, I will see my rhyme here. Farmer and a little girl. Let me play that for you, by the way. This is how it sounds like.
Wake up, sleepy sunbeams peak. A little girl, a farmer meek. Farmer dare seeds and grand. Stories that the flowers tell.
Very, very powerful, right? Now here comes the fun part. Here comes the fun part. Now you can go to design agents and you get this beautiful bonus feature. And you get CloneVoiceAI. It's called nursery rhymes. And all you gotta do is drop in the audio, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I've already downloaded it. I'm gonna drop it here, right? And then what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna take some time, okay, to kind of go through that, understand it. By the way, it takes some time to upload because it's a big file, right? It's a long song. And all I gotta do is in which dimension I want my storyboard, right? Like a visual storyboard, just like how how artists would do for the music or stuff like that, right? So I wanted to publish it on YouTube, so I will do 16:9, and I had generate music. And let me show you the power of this, okay? The power is very simple. In just one click, you get these beautiful, mesmerizing scenes, consistent through every scene for your next viral kids rhyme song. How powerful that is. For you to kind of do this, I mean, days and weeks gone, thinking about the prompts and doing it one by one. Oh my, okay, that is so much time process, the manual time taking, regeneration time, prompting, figuring out, consistency of the characters figuring out. But now, it is solved. It is solved, and I'm so excited to announce this. This is one of the most amazing thing, is basically converting your rhymes, okay, the kids' music videos into a scene by scene visual storyboard so that you can take these and create a video. You already have an audio, you have a visuals. Now you know what you gotta do, right? So you're just one step away for your next viral kids, next hit kids rhyme, kids music song, and then you can put them on YouTube and all the other platforms. And this is the power, right? So just so that I remind, these are some very, very powerful bonuses that you get with CloneVoiceAI is the ability, right? And Paul will add more information. We will share the information. How can you do this? How can you get this? Don't you worry about that. But very, very, very important, okay, is now you have the ability to integrate these voices seamlessly across our application, specifically starting with Artistly and Video Express, and use them to narrate your story or books or whatever it is. Second, with Artistly, you can now, you get this when with this bonus is now you can convert those books into videos directly. No more manual hour with no more complicated recording setup or whatever it is, with full narration. And number 3 is the done for you one click rhymes to a visual storyboard creator. So you don't have to worry about thinking what scene will come. That's the problem that I face when we're doing kids rhymes and stuff like that. It's like, what scene should come, right? Now you don't have to worry about it. Just drop in your rhyme, AI will understand it, it will create the characters, and will create all the scenes by scene. And as you can see, right, this is the scene number 6. Let's see how many scenes we have so far, right? We have almost like 35 scenes, guys. 35 scenes. Each with showing the actions that is in the rhyme, how powerful it will be. Think about the possibilities, right? And now you can create those storybooks and these talking books for people, right, with their own voices. Like, you can bundle it together, right? You can create kids rhyme, put it on YouTube with your own rhymes. Now you don't have to stick to one rhyme or whatever it is without having to pay any monthly credits. That is the power. You can now use your own voice to narrate storybooks. You can now convert your storybooks to videos, and it just goes on and on and on. And this is the power that we bring with CloneVoice.ai. So I will stop sharing my screen. Let's come to the Q&A part of thing, and Paul will share and the team will share now how will you get it, how will you get the access of this now. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen and let's get to your Q&A.
All right, guys. So let me share my screen here. This is how you're going to get access to it. CloneVoice.ai /go. Yash is here. So we'll do a couple of things. Okay. So Yash, I'm going to do. So first of all, let me announce the winner here. Next. So
yeah, sure.
Drum roll, please. So we have the winner. My team just sent that out to me. This is just for, again, being here on this webinar and stuff. And ironically, I just saw this person post as well. So it's kind of cool in a way. So the winner is, congrats to, I just, because it was a little bit difficult, the last name, Paul Troxel. This is a free copy winner. So whatever you paid, whatever, you're going to get access to the free access. I actually saw your post. Let me actually find your comment, Paul. You were here, right? Yeah, it's here, like this one. Paul, you are our winner. So I just saw your comment just now. It's awesome. So the team just picked it as one of those cool things. So congrats to you, Paul. You are a free copy winner. So even if you got it, didn't get it, doesn't matter. You are in. So we'll make it make you whole, right? So effectively you got it for free. Even if you didn't get it, we're going to give you the access to the application, all access account. Okay, congrats to you, Paul. You are our next free copy winner. We have a couple more, I believe, to give away. So pretty cool, fun. So yeah, okay, just for fun, I wanted to do something. You were, I think, not here at that time. So, I created a clone of your voice, remember? And then we were both discussing on the topic of AI. So I don't know if you saw that one. So I'll unmute you. Folks, okay, yes, I think you got to unmute yourself. Just speak something. Then people will know it's actually both of our voice, okay, to make things fun. Okay, so you can mute yourself. Okay, does everybody want to see? Some of you missed it, right? So what I did is basically what I did. I went into the Clone Voice application, all right? So I just went to the Clone Voice. I chose Instant, and then I uploaded Yash's voice, like about a minute or 2 minutes, I think, of him talking. Obviously, I took his permission. And then secondly, my voice, right? So what I did is I took Yash's voice like so, and I uploaded it, right, from the file, and I cloned his voice and then my voice, right? So under basically my voices, Okay, under my voices, you will see we had his voice and my voice as well, along with all this other stuff, basically as well. Okay, so let's say for example here, right, Yash's natural voice and Paul's natural voice. So I took these two, and then what I did is I went to the podcast maker, and then I showed this earlier on, right, to you folks. So I went to my podcast, and then I created a podcast, and it was both of us basically talking. Okay, now let me show you. So yes, you speak something. So do you believe AI will create more jobs or take away more jobs? What do you think in the future?
I think it creates more opportunity for people.
Okay, but for the sake of argument, I told him to say no. It's not gonna generate more opportunity. He was like the what do you call it, like the opposite. Okay, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's like it's gonna give more opportunity. Okay, so actually, let me play this. I'll mute both of us so you can see the difference. Okay, is it sounding like us or not? You let us know. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so let me show you. And this is what was created within Clone Voice, by the way. Okay, of both of us talking. Okay.
To the next 10 years. Today, we are tackling one of the most pressing questions of our time. Is AI an engine for economic growth, or is it a threat to the modern workforce? To help us unpack the more cautious view, I'm joined by Yash. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Paul. I believe it's a critical conversation we need to have now more than ever.
I agree. So let's dive right in. The core fear I hear is that millions of high-skilled white-collar jobs are on the verge of being automated away. From your perspective, how real is that threat?
It's not just real, it's already happening. This isn't like the Industrial Revolution. We're not replacing manual labor, we're automating cognitive tasks. I'm talking about paralegals, accountants, junior analysts, even writers. A single AI can now review thousands of documents for legal discovery in an afternoon, a task that used to take a team of lawyers weeks. That's not creating efficiency, it's eliminating an entire job category. The scale is terrifying.
But that's a classic case of seeing the losses and not the gains. You're forgetting the second and third order effects. The internet eliminated thousands of travel agent jobs, right? But it created millions of new ones. Social media managers, SEO specialists, e-commerce consultants, app developers, roles nobody could have imagined in 1995. AI is the same. It's a tool that will create entirely new industries.
But what industries? That's just a hopeful guess. The roles AI is eliminating are concrete and immediate. The roles you're talking about are theoretical. And the skills gap is a chasm. A 45-year-old accountant can't just retrain as an AI ethicist overnight. We're creating a permanent, unemployable class of workers whose skills have become obsolete, and that is a recipe for social disaster.
I see it differently. It's not about replacement, it's about augmentation. AI will handle the tedious 80% of a job, the data crunching, the report generation, freeing up the human to focus on the critical 20% strategy, client relationships, and creative problem solving. We won't have fewer accountants, we'll have more strategic financial advisors. We're elevating jobs and creating new support roles like AI implementation specialists to manage this new ecosystem.
I hope you're right, but I fear we're driving toward a cliff while admiring the view.
Pretty cool, right? And you know what's interesting here? I just want to tell you folks something, okay? So this is something that we're going to roll out next, probably in the next update we have in about a week or two, depending on, again, languages, but English for sure much sooner. So if you saw carefully there, one of the things that with Yash's voice, when we gave the cloned voice, he basically was talking very slowly. You know, there was one comment I wanted to bring up here where it was like, real Yash speaks a lot faster, right? You see this one. Okay. The reason is when he was reading a script, right? Effectively, like, you know, basically in order to clone his voice, the audio that we gave to clone, correct? So in other words, if I share my screen here real quick, I'll show you. So when in the clone voice, when we uploaded this audio file, we actually took it from a voice where he was explaining a problem to a customer. So he was like, okay, I'm looking at the idea here, it could be this. He was speaking in a very low, slow tone. So it captured that. Okay. So what we're planning on doing soon is actually to okay, even if, for example, your voice is, for example, kind of slow, you can actually adjust the pacing, okay, the speed and the pacing. We roll it out soon, so that means you can make it faster, slower, whatever you want. But the other cool thing is the tonality, depending on what you're trying to do, matters in different ways, right? In tutorials and stuff, you might be a little bit slower paced. And let's say if it's a sales, marketing, or promotional, commercial advertisement or ads or something, like that, you want to be fast paced because you want to be exciting, interesting. So you can play with those tonalities just based on what you upload. Right now, we've automated it. You upload the voice as is, it's going to clone, right? Pacing and everything. Later, what we're going to do is we give you a little bit toggles and choices where you can decide. You want to increase the pacing, you want to do other cool things. It's going to be pretty awesome. That's something we're doing. And again, the other thing I was going to also say is just imagine now, this is version 1.0. I mean, as we get, somebody was posting singularity. Yep, we are getting there, right? And just imagine, and that was one of the discussion points we were having here, is productivity gains, correct? So as an example, some of the stuff that you see us do right now, in the past, it takes us 2 weeks or 3 weeks to create, let's say a video, let's say a voice, like now you go into this library of public library. We used to go hire people in order to create specific voices like this. And then that, it used to be called mimicry artist, right? The guy or gal would mimic a certain style, like a swamp witch, or let's say, or any one of these sleepy turtle or energetic puppy, people are asking, can I create a energetic puppy voice? Yeah, you can do it. So anyway, so like this type of stuff, you had to pay people, and then that person would have to send something back. You're not happy with it. Now you're like, can you redo it? And now that person has to spend another 3 days to record, edit it and stuff, right? AI is giving you speed, okay? And that allows you, we say, right, money loves speed. It's a fact at the end of the day, how quickly you implement things and stuff like that. So now, one thing I want to mention is, okay, so this one right here, so CloneVoice.ai, the bonus that Yash was sharing was like this one, right? Artistly storybooks with your voice, music storyboards from rhymes, and of course, flip books and storybooks with video with voice. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rolling this out next Tuesday or Wednesday, either or, and it's not many days from now, right? Because really a few days. And then we're going to be training you extensively on how to use this as well within Artistly. So if you do not have Artistly, definitely get it. Artistly, the URL, right? I mean, most of you already have it, but in case you're not, artistly.ai is the domain name. I just had an AI there, but you can go get it as well. So that will help you. And if you don't have Talking Photos, get it on Media Express. These applications together will help you. It's just like, if you have an Apple iPhone, get the MacBook, get the AirPods and stuff, because the ecosystem is going to help you have more productivity than, getting some other device from some other Android or whatever, right? It's just same concept, okay? These will talk to each other, so to speak. These applications make it even better, and we have a lot of cool plans on these integrations going forward. So it's only going to get infinitely better with time as well. Now, what we're going to do is when we roll it out on Tuesday or Wednesday, this Artistry will be first, and Media Express right after. What we're planning on it, and by the way, you can still upload these voices and stuff and do it manually now. We're just going to automate it more effectively. Is Yash is going to train you on how to use this stuff as well, a part of a training event. Would that be exciting? Let me know in the chat box, right? Where he's going to answer your questions, do Q&A, and stuff like that. So will that be exciting? Let me know. Because we're going to do a live event like this one. You can jump in. You can watch it later too in replay, because it's going to be on YouTube. But all your questions on how to make these features work within Artistry will be answered, okay, live. So you show up, maybe it's going to be for an hour or hour and a half, whatever, but you'll let like, let's say you're only caring about flip books and video, he'll cover that for your use case. Similarly, whatever the case is. And of course, for a fact, we have our Facebook groups as well. So you can ping him and tag him saying, hey, this one feature I like, could you do this or whatever? I'll be happy to, the community will be happy to assist you there, okay? Our group is pretty crazy. And if you're not part of our group, by the way, this is the URL, thespodner.com/FP, join our group. That's 73,000 people, just like yourself, like-minded people, always helping each other out. So that's the group as well to mingle with. So Yash, go ahead. You were going to say something?
Yeah, actually, this new interesting idea that just got in my mind, and I wanted to get community's feedback on this, right? So we hear you, right? With the music, right? Jazz music, opera music, this kids rhyme. I just thought of something interesting idea. what if we do something like a mirror music, just like what we do for Artistly, mirror magic, where you can drop in the music in that style of music that you want to create, and you drop the lyrics that you want to generate, and you generate that music. You know, you put a style of music that you want to generate, a reference music that you like, that you love, that you hear, but you want to create a similar style, similar whatever you call it, right? So how, would that be useful for you guys, right? I'm just curious, like, because this is something very interesting that just got in my mind called mirror music. So would that be something? How would you use it? What were your ideas? Basically, like, how would you go for? Because right now, right, the issue that I see when I also, like, I hear a specific music, right? I hear a specific music, and then I want to create a similar style but with my lyrics, right? Let's say for Mother's Day I want to create a music for my mom, right? But I like one style, but AI is not doing that style. What if I can guide that AI in that style but with my lyrics, right? How powerful that would that be? So that was something I just
So,
thought.
so let me get this right, just for my reference, okay? So, for example, what you're telling me is, or telling to the folks here, is you see every genres here. So, let's say, for example, somebody is like, I want a rap song. We don't have that, let's say, in category here. Or somebody said country music or something, and a special style. They can give a reference music, right? With a guitar country music or a violin type of a music with vocal or whatever. And then you can give that reference in the lyrics, and then it will create that style of a song. Is that what you're saying? Without relying on categories, you can literally
Yes.
kind of prompt and get the output.
Yes, that is the idea.
Wow, that's so cool. So that means you don't have to ever rely on the genres anymore, right? Literally, you can
Yeah.
just create your own stuff. And, different genres are different. Like, I don't have, for example, if you remember, for those who've been there, when there was Jay-Z and Linkin Park had a collaboration back then. That could be, if you will, like a little bit of hip hop and also a little bit of pop / funk / rock and that sort of thing. So it's like for example, pop and rock, right? And there was pop and hip hop, let's say, or rock and jazz. So it's a mix. So we could technically do that, okay? That type of style. Very interesting. And okay, so when could we see something like this one? You think maybe next
Uh,
week or update or whatever?
yeah. What I'm thinking is, if we get good enough feedback right now in the comment section, then we can expect it after the Video Express integration. That's how the plan is.
Cool.
So first, the
Okay.
Artistly integration will come probably next week, Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is. Then we'll do the Video Express. Then, because now everyone is trained on using Artistly and Video Express, then we'll drop the mirror music. How cool is that?
Awesome. Sounds good. So that means, in other words, then first we'll our maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, we are thinking, because Mondays are busy for every one of you. So then after that, we're going to roll out the Media Express integration with Clone Voice. So meaning you can, there was a question, somebody was saying, I came in late. How does the Media Express integration work? Same logic in Media Express. Now your account is like this, right? In Media Express. So you have your account. It says import from Artistly, for example, and then you have under import media, voice recorder and all that stuff you have. What we're going to do unique, that's the next one after Artistly next week, is we're gonna basically, well, let me show you. We're gonna do it two ways. One is whenever you create the image, and this is not gonna be in your account yet, it's gonna come next, as I told you. You can basically, when you create the image, let's say this is the king and you want him to talk with lip sync, then you click on talking photos, you mean talking video within Video Express, and you click create video. Right now, you have text to speech, correct? You can pick the language and the voice. You have voice recording. You can record your own voice, and you can import audio. This you can even do now, right? You can go into CloneVoiceAI. All the audios you have, you can import it, and you can lip sync. We will add another feature called CloneVoice.ai. See, in your account, you won't see it right now. You're going to see it when we really roll it out. In that, you're going to be able to see cloned. You're going to see public library stuff that you choose. It's going to be unique to you. Your clone voice is your public library that you decide to have here. Brave Knight, Orc Sorcerer, and stuff like that. They'll come in. So now you can lip sync with the voices that are generated with CloneVoiceAI, which is insane integration. Similarly, like if I go here real quick, you're also going to have it under import media. See now, again, in your existing account, you only have input from Artistly, correct? And webcam recorder and all that. Here, you're going to have another option called CloneVoice.ai. See, it's already ready. We're doing some final touches and tests with beta testers and stuff. But yeah, this is going to be in your account. So what Yash is basically saying is first, we're going to roll out the Artistly stuff we just showed you. Right after that, we're going to roll out this Video Express stuff where your clone voices, your music, and this other stuff, specifically your public library voices and stuff will come in the text-to-speech integration, right, specifically. And then we're going to update you on that mirror music feature that he coined just now. Maybe you'll have a different name. I don't know. If you like mirror music, let us know. But that will come right after this. Okay. So that is basically that we mentioned. If you go in here, you don't have to rely on the genres anymore, right? You basically can give one reference audio, let's say country music or whatever, and then you give it lyrics and it will replicate something similar. It won't be the same because that's very important. You don't want to copy somebody else's creative work. You use it as an example, right? Similar to, let's say, for example, you're a book author and you're writing, you're going to reference a style, right? Nonfiction, let's say fiction, children's storybooks, and whatever it might be, right? Biography and stuff like that. It's going to basically be on that style. Okay, but unique in a sense that will be AI generated. So that means you never have to rely on a specific category or a template of music, but you can generate your own. Okay, that's what we're internally testing right now. It's gonna be released right after that Video Express integration. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, right? Yeah.
Yeah, one interesting idea that I just got in my mind. I was reading in the comments, about the conversational style, right? I wanted to work on that photo book concept for Artistly. How cool would it be? I mean, imagining, right, is you present a photo book as a gift converted to a video where 3 or 4 of you guys, right, from a family, a son, daughter, mother and father talking to each other, presenting a photo book. How powerful would that be? So it's no longer a podcast, but you can do multi-speaker up to 4 or 5 people. That's also something that I'm thinking. Probably this will come after the mirror music or vice versa. But I'm definitely seeing that in the comments that you want more speaker. So I'm going to allow you the ability to upload or to pick more than at least 2. I mean, it will be 4.
So just a question. So what you're saying basically, just to summarize, if I'm correct, so when they're going to create podcast feature, they can right now only pick speaker 1, like so, and then speaker 2. So what you're saying is they can do up to 4 speakers, okay, in a new update, and then they can obviously pick 4 speakers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And could this be male and female? It doesn't have to be only male.
Anyone. You pick any voice.
Okay. So in other words, it can be cloned voices of a female. Let's say it could be a mom, your dad, your child, and let's say he's a teenager. Then you have, let's say, grandma, grandpa, whatever. You can have a whole family if you want, or even, let's say, in a scenario where, like you were saying with the photo books, can you kind of explain that? So let's say, for example, I have a family of 4, mom, dad, 2 teenagers, or grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad, let's say, right? 4 people. They want to create a photo book. How would that work exactly? What would be the a person I create with 4 voices, a podcast, yes, with each of them conversationally creating.
So, for example, just an interesting idea, right? Because I run out of gifting ideas, so I get these amazing ideas from gifts, right? So basically, how you create your coloring book in Artistly, right? Or a storybook in Artistly. So you will drop 20, 30 photos in Artistly. It will create it into a video, but not just it will create it into a video. It will basically share the idea, share what you want to narrate for that video. Basically, 4 of you guys are discussing how grateful, how amazing, and stuff like that. So I just have a base idea right now, but this is something where 4 people can talk together, and then you can now use it because of a direct Artistly integration. You can now directly use these voices to go there. And I think when I do more R&D on this, we'll have a better idea, because I'm just getting ideas on the flow. So that's why just letting you know what is the game plan. So better, this is, as we said, right? We have Artistly 6.0, I guess, right now, right? more coming. And this is just a clone voice 1.0, right? As I get your feedback, as I get your your ideas, anything we can implement, right? It's just the ideas of priorities when we need it, and slowly and steadily as we roll out upgrades. And by the way, for those of you who get in, as you already know that every update is free of cost. You don't have to pay a single penny for any upgrade. Other application might charge you hundreds of dollars for every additional things, or even a higher subscription plan. We don't do that. It's just one time fees that you get in right now. I still get users who bought Artistly in 2023, and they're still using it and making money from that. And this is just a amazing investment, as they claim it, right? So that's just wanted to add there. As I'm getting more ideas, but I'll just keep it for now, and then you'll reveal it more.
Yeah, so I just want to add something here, okay? Something interesting that I got an idea when he mentioned this. So it's like this, right? So when you add multiple speakers, right? Correct? Like you have 4 speakers. Like here we have only 1 and then 2, correct? So you're going to have a speaker 3 and then let's say speaker 4, S4 means speaker 4. Now, one of the interesting things is it sounds cool in theory, correct? Like, oh yeah, I can do 4 instead of 2. It's like saying, I want to make a 10-hour movie because 10-hour movie sounds more valuable than a 2.5-hour Hollywood film, right? The interesting thing is when actually the directors might shoot 10 hours worth of footage, but they only crop it for 2.5 hours. Why? People don't watch a 10-hour movie. They will watch a Lord of the Rings series, like 4 parts, but they're not going to watch one part, which is 10 hours, obviously, right? So similarly, what he's trying to tell you is it's not just about creating 4 voices. It sounds cool, but he has a use case where like we're going to put it into photo books. Photo books meaning you could have narration of 4 people, maybe telling about their family tree, for example, right? How our family tree grew, let's say ancestral lineage, maybe we're talking about gifts, right? When you create like a family tree as a Christmas gift, like we have Christmas coming up, right? Holiday season. So these are the things that he's talking about, where now you can bring your books to life, memories to life, where grandma, grandpa, right? Aunt and uncle, dad and mom, right, can actually create memories that they can then integrate with Artistly and create books that they can even print out. Because now that we have Amazon Kindle integration, where you can publish these things into Amazon Kindle, down the line you can even print, right? You can print out stuff and then you can, have people to share it as a gift and stuff. And that has actually use case, right? It's not just about like saying, okay, I just want to create 4 voices because it sounds cool. It's more like, oh, okay, what is the use case? One of those use cases is that, right? And we also had some other people give some ideas here on how they would go about creating that in terms of specific use cases. Pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think about that. But yeah, so so you might be wondering, right? I know, and this is something I want to stress quite a bit, So it's like this. You may wonder, oh, sounds cool, but it's probably going to be 6 months away. He just came up with his head, these ideas. Actually, no, because I am involved in the development process, so I know. So, for example, we spent 2 years doing R&D, okay? 2 years on CloneVoice.ai. So this project, we've been spending last 2 years. Now, when we spend that kind of amount of time, what happens is like we're doing a lot of research and development, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, we tested this out. It can do like this thing. We can do multiple speakers talking. Can we do 5 speakers? No, it's working with 4. Okay, but what's like, do we need 4 now? What's the use case? And then our team, right, internal team of engineers and stuff, they're like, okay, Paul, yes, what do you do? Should we introduce it? Should we put it? Whatever is it? Like, what do we do? And we're like, let's tell the community. Let's ask the community, do they want 4 or 3 or whatever? And then we're like, okay, if we give 4 now and then nobody ever uses it, what's the point? So in reality, what it is we already have this feature internally developed. The only thing is that we have to now basically make it so that it's compatible where thousands of people use it. First of all, it can be fast. Like when you're generating it, we have to optimize it to generate very quickly. So let's say, for example, you create a, I don't know, let's say 20-minute podcast or 15-minute podcast or something. It should generate within maybe, let's say 5 minutes or something, not take like 3 hours, right? So stuff like that, right? You see what I'm saying? So effectively, that is what we are talking about. And now the other thing that we're talking about as well, is that when he mentioned as well, which was effectively, if you remember, mirror music he was mentioning, right? Which was basically where you give it a reference music, a style, right? It's just country music or hip hop rap or let's say some other type of music. Then you can then give lyrics and it'll create a similar style to that. That also, we actually already did research and development and figured it out a while back. We never got to really make it so that it can be fast in generation, let's say, because when we create something, maybe it takes 30 minutes to generate, let's say, a 3-minute song or something, right? Then we're like, people will not wait for 30 minutes. So let's see, can we make it be 5 minutes, let's say, or whatever, right? And so what we will say, like, okay, let's go live and work on making it faster to generate, correct? So most of the stuff we're talking about today are in that stage, meaning they work. It's not an experimental thing. They work. It's just that, we're still trying to basically optimize it for faster generation time, okay? So that when you use the application, it's not like you're waiting hours and hours for something. It's like quick, so it's easy and usable for you, correct? So in other words, what I'm saying is, these features are actually already existing. We've not released it to you. We have no issue releasing it to you from a technical standpoint. The only thing is we want the experience to be easy for you, right? Fast and easy. And an experience that will be very fun for you to use. Not like, oh, Paul, you told me this feature. I've been waiting for 24 hours. It's still not generating. What's the fun there? Or I've been waiting for 3 hours and it's still not finishing. What's the fun there? So that's the basic idea of it. Okay. So just to be clear, and you see this, right? What we're talking about, nobody even thinks about this stuff because at the end of the day, what happens, as I told you, is in a corporation, you have layers and layers of you folks know. And so a feature which would have been useful kind of never gets to see the light. Here, we're getting your feedback and we're always most of the time, we talk to so many of you folks, me and Yash in particular, is we know what you want before you even tell it to us, because we kind of know what business you're using it for, what use case you're using it for, where you're using it, right? Which platform, which modality, and so we can implement that right away. Yeah, if you want to add anything to this, I'll announce the next feature in a sec.
Yeah, actually, another thing that I just got an idea with is basically now we're gonna just like, as we made a KDP publishing automatic, right? We're gonna make podcast publishing and audiobook publishing, the ACX, what they call it, right? Automatic, meaning now, if you're a teacher, if you're a creator, if you're a business owner, or if you want to reach more people through different platforms, be it YouTube podcast, Google podcast, Apple podcast, or whatever it is, I'll be showing you, just using this next few weeks or something, right? Is how you can take your voice, create as many podcasts as you want to, right? And then put it out there so that it brings, so that not just you're sharing because first of all, right, for us to shoot a 20 minutes podcast is it will take you days, to come up like at least a day enough, right, to studio shoot and everything, right? Now my idea is you should be uploading or creating 2 podcasts a day, 3 podcasts, who knows, right? The idea is to get out there, right? Get out there with your product, with your idea, with your teaching style about your business, whatever it is, because your target audience are there, right? They're right now in US alone, right? There are more people, right, who are listening as opposed to reading and stuff like that. They're listening, right? Be it with videos or be it with podcasts, specifically when they're driving, long drives and stuff like that, right? So this is very popular and high in demand. Now, how powerful would it be where you can have 2, 3, 4 people talking and you can publish these podcasts to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts in just one click and stuff like that. I'll be doing myself the training because I did the legwork and I have some podcasts already running for my clients and stuff like that. But this is very, very powerful, right? Is this again, right? Why to leave any source of traffic, any source of free traffic when it can come to you, right? Because different modalities, right? A customer that you would have to pay, let's say X amount of dollars using advertisement, using paid ads that you spend money for, why not to get them for free where you already have, because this was not possible before, even till date, right? Notebook LM, Google and everyone, right? Big names, right? Nobody right now in the industry allows you to create podcast with your own voice about your own business with your own website, guiding the script, right? Nothing like that was possible before. Now you have it, better use it for the case where you can drive more engagement, reach more people, promote your businesses, right? And that is the power, leaving no stone unturned. That's the goal. Yeah.
Somebody actually said it before you even spoke. So they're watching all your training. Okay, that's good. So you just filled in your sentence. Excellent. All right. So, folks, just a couple of things here real quick. So I'll announce the other winner right now, and then we'll be ending this in the next few minutes. I just want to make sure you folks, if you haven't gotten CloneVoice.ai/go, please go to CloneVoice.ai or CloneVoice.ai/go. The price is increasing actually. And also, as I mentioned before, these bonuses, again, I mean, I want to be very transparent and very clear. Okay, everybody will get the bonuses. Just the speed of when you're gonna get it is just gonna be depending on when you purchase. Okay, so if you value your time. So for example, right, you got in yesterday, you got in today. For example, folks who got in yesterday will get maybe a few hours before, right, what you're gonna get today. But from tomorrow on, what we're doing is basically when we roll out these, we're going to be rolling it out in accounts on a tiered basis. Okay, so for example, these bonuses that you got, like for Artistly integration, and also, as I said, V Express, and also we talked about talking photos in about 3 weeks and stuff, and we release V3. So how we're rolling it out is we're doing training on these, right? So for example, when we release Artistly next week, about Tuesday or Wednesday, we're saying, most likely. And then when we release, we've got to train you on how to use it, correct? So what we're going to do is we're going to email everybody who's gotten it, and we're going to basically give access to those people, and we'll train you. Then what happens? People have access to it. Somebody who gets in, say, 2 weeks from now, never even got that live training or Q&A. You see what I'm saying? So they don't even know how to use it. And our problem now is to try to train people who have no clue the value of that integration because they never showed up to that live training because they came in a little bit later and they have no clue, right? So in basically what we're trying to say is that the early bird does get the worm here. It does benefit you. And again, later on you get it as well. I mean, it's going to be delayed a bit for sure. But more importantly, you missed the live training. You see, you missed the integration training where Yash will going to sit with you, take your feedback and improve things and teach you how to use it. And I will teach you for Video Express integration in particular, how to use it, what are the use cases and stuff. You missed the live training, you're going to basically look at 100 features and it'll be like hieroglyphs. You don't understand anything. Okay, so the way I'm trying to tell you is, just imagine, right? Like, just like, for example, when you're watching sports, right? When you watch the real live thing, right? Whether it's basketball, football, soccer, whatever, right? You're watching. When it's live, right? There's an experience, right? When you watch later on the replay, you don't want to watch the whole thing because it's not live, interactive. You're not experiencing the event. Same concept is what we are saying. So when we release the Artistly next week, we're going to do that live event once. Yes, of course, they're going to be replaced, but we're going to be taking your feedback and teaching you step by step with a live Q&A. We're going to sit however long it needs to make sure every single person understands how to use these 3 bonus features. Okay, storybooks with voice, music storybooks from rhymes, and flipbooks. Same thing with Video Express. People were asking, can I create lip sync videos? Can I create multiple scene videos with narration and all this other stuff, correct? So I'll be sitting with you however long it takes to help you understand it and implement it and answer all your questions. So in a way, you get CloneVoice right now, you can get to benefit from that live training, right? And that's more important. Because once you miss it, it's just like that sports event. If you watch a baseball game and it goes for like 7 hours or 6 hours or something, or 5 hours, if I tell you to go watch it again later on, you don't have the same interest, right? Because there's that live experience is no longer the same. So same thing will apply here. So, and it's even worse here because at least there you kind of know the result. So you just can fast forward and get the result. Here, little details matter, right? On how to use it the proper way. And you have a question, we'll answer it. And the other thing also is that you got access to something. So we'll show you something. You can, in the replay, pause it. Oh, Yash mentioned this. Let me go here. Oh, Paul mentioned it. Okay, let me go here. Or, hey, I didn't get that. Can you explain that again? Hey, I'm trying to use it for this business. Okay, I'm an Etsy seller. I want to sell it. How does it apply to me? I'm a Amazon author, Kindle publisher. How do I use it? Can you explain to me? So Yash will go in into Amazon and show you in Kindle how this would apply, whatever the feature is, correct? Or let's say, we have this video storybooks feature, right? This one, how do you upload to YouTube? What title to put? What description to put in order to get the proper results with it, like traffic or whatever, views and stuff like that. Or watch time in the case of YouTube, what metrics are important, what voices are good to use, what kind of stylistic choices to make. You see what I'm saying? These are the little details. Live experience is very unique. And later on, somebody comes, they don't get to take advantage of it the same way. And in the AI space, this is the most important thing I cannot stress enough. Everything is dog ears, right? What we mean by that is like next week, you come in, right? And you implement something, let's say, with the artistic integration of Video Express, you will get a first mover's advantage, correct? About a year from now, 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, you get to implement it, is not the same effect as today because technology is moving so quickly, okay? Let me give you an example, right? So back in like just a few years ago, before this whole AI revolution came in with ChatGPT and all this stuff, we would say, we would be safe, right? Like, let's say, for example, like say there's a technology or a way of making videos or way of creating content, and it's creative, right? We would be safe for 6 months. So let's say we create a form of video creation. Let's say it's a sketch video or a doodle video or something. 6 months, it would do really well. We just have to tweak it a little bit. Instead of black and white, make it a color doodle or whatever. Easy, right? You'd still get a lot of traffic, a lot of sales, just not a big deal. Now in AI, what we're noticing is it's not 6 months, okay? It's more like 3 weeks, okay? So you got to be on top of the game, okay? And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're providing you in terms of the training. So in other words, it's not even about the price here. Time is more valuable here. The sooner you get in, the better it is for you to implement stuff and be up to speed with things. And also, as we increase the pace of updates, sometimes it might be overwhelming. Better you start right now and start implementing it, and the better your results will be because nobody else is doing this right now, right? It's so brand new. And as things become more saturated and stuff, it's going to be even more harder and harder to keep up. I'll tell you again, I cannot stress this enough. All right. I've been in this space for over 15 years now. The only way I could tell you with certainty that I've succeeded from scratch, okay, is very simply being first. Okay. Being first in a new trend, a new era. Like I was very early in the Google space, like when Google and 17 other search engines were there, right? Yahoo search, Microsoft search, there was dogpile.com, Alta Vista, I believe. There were so many search engines. I just said, hey, look, Google looks like the best option right now. I'll focus my time on ranking websites on Google. And that was my first foray with no knowledge in anything else except for that. I, just got my start and did really well. Then we moved into online video and live events like this. I'm a big introverted person. I'm not the most comfortable person in front of the camera or whatever. I thought, hey, broadband internet is catching up, right? So somebody has to do training with a live event like this, interactive, like what I'm doing with you folks, correct? So first to that, like webinars or live interactive events, right? Let's say interactive, right? I was one of the first few people. And that benefited me a lot because even though I messed up completely, a lot of mistakes, a lot of stupid mistakes, very shy and a lot of weird, you would come in and you would say, why is that microphone so bad? Why is the quality of audio so bad? Why is this person like he's in a dungeon basement? Why is the quality so bad? Whatever, right? You get the point. And got better because there was no competition. Now, if you try to get in, it's like everybody's trying to do YouTube videos. A 13-year-old kid is doing YouTube videos now, right? And they're better than you or me for a fact. So AI space is the same. You're in the very early innings, okay? So when you talk about like this voice cloning stuff, AI music stuff, and you're talking about, prompt to voice, the features you have within Clone Voice, very, very new. And in 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be normalized. What do I mean by normalized? It means every YouTube video will no longer have realistic voice like the voice I'm speaking right now. It will have clone voices of people, right? It might even have AI generated people, right? Like the stuff you can create with Video Express right now, stuff you can create with Talking Photos right now. Every kind of book you see, right? A physical book could be AI generated and printed. You know what I mean? Like what we're doing the storybooks with artists. It's brand new now. But it's going to be a commonality. It's like saying, in order to, type something, I need a keyboard, right? In order to create something, you're going to need an AI tool, correct? At that point, you don't have that edge anymore, okay? So that's one of the few times in history where you're early for the first time. I can tell you with honesty, because we are actually researching a lot of stuff, and we know the competition, we know what other people are doing and all that. And nobody right now gets it. Okay, you do, which is great. It's one of those few times, because I've seen all the trends. I was there in the search era. I was there in the social media era, mobile applications. I was there in the early days of YouTube and Facebook advertising and all this other stuff, correct? Very early days. Some I messed up. I didn't even understand. Some I took advantage of, did really well doing it. But here's one thing I can say with clarity, okay? That you're in the right place, right time, and actually early for once. That means even if you make a bunch of mistakes, people are asking questions like, how do I, understand all this stuff? So many things happening. I know how easy it is to use this stuff, but don't you think like if I can create music, other people can create music? If I can use AI to generate videos, or in this case, cloning my voice, or generating this library of voices, for example, which we are first to ever do, right? Like this public library, all these unique voices. Like if this is the case, it's going to be revolutionizing movie industry. It's going to be revolutionizing the podcast space. It's going to be revolutionizing so many industries, correct? And if that's the case, then don't you think that things might get saturated where like people I may not be getting the edge anymore? I want to stress this point across. Not the case, because nobody's doing it. CloneVoiceAI is the only one doing it. Don't you agree with me? If you're in the first place, like you know what I mean? Like in the California gold rush, the first few people who ended up going got the biggest chunk of gold, correct? Then people had to dig longer and longer and longer to get it, and people gave up. It's too difficult. It was much harder than they expected. By the time the news went all the way to different states in the US and people can go westward, it's too late. It's when you hear the news first is when you get the most benefit. Same logic. Okay, I just want you to understand we're in that era right now. The companies making all the money right now in AI are the shovel sellers right now. NVIDIA, right, with their chips, and Microsoft, Google, and stuff who are providing the servers and the data centers and all that. But the next stage is going to be people who can use these AI tools, correct? And we are getting there. You're not there yet, to be honest. And so you're in the right place at the right time, probably the only time. Who knows when the next revolution will be, next 10 years? Who knows? These appear once every 7 to 10 years, correct? So, hey, just want to tell you, okay, whether you get CloneVoice or not, it's all cool. Just telling you the facts of where things are, correct? So anyway, the plan here, okay, just to explain the plan here, I want to tell you. So first of all, I'll be announcing the other two winners, and we're closing this event down. So this is your last chance. If you are, thinking, should I get it or not? You're going to, pay more money, of course, but also the bonuses, as I mentioned before, you'll miss out on the live events and probably get a little bit later access. And it's just not going to be that useful to you as, say, you're going with the flow, right? We're going to give you Artistly, integration, where CloneVoice and Artistly as a customer of both applications. You have both to integrate together, and we're going to train you. We're going to fix any bugs you're facing, add any new features you're suggesting to us, and all that. Okay, that happens literally a few days from now, right? Next Tuesday or Wednesday. Then right after that will be VExpress a few days later. Okay, so as the flow you're going in, better get it today and be prepared, because by the time we go, we'll assume you already know how to use CloneVoice, right? So get started. This weekend is the best time to learn the application and all that and get up to speed, correct? And that way we will be in the same level playing field, correct? When you're learning from us. The next thing, as I mentioned before, is that we'll also join our Facebook group. Like I told you, this is our Facebook group a link if you haven't already. So that is our community. We hear your feedback and we keep improving things and stuff like that, of course. And then, of course, it's going to cost you a little bit more. Like right now with the coupon, like the $25 off right now, it's only going to become more and more expensive as time goes on. And I can tell you, I mean, folks, like, just let me know, right, in the chat box. Be honest, right? So let's say, for example, we did sell this not for $144. What if we sold it for $197? How many of you would have paid for it? Just let me know. No problems. If no, type in no. Right? It's okay. It's all good. Just let's have a real poll here. How many of you would have valued it at even $197? Say yes and no if you wouldn't have. Okay, you would have only gotten it for this price. Okay. Because I want you to understand, right? Like people who are in the fence, yep, I would have gotten it. So you would have made more money, right? And right. So like you see this, right? You see this? So many people saying yes. Say there's a not sure, cool. There's one which says no here, cool. But most of you, I would have yes, yes at $2,000, right? Me, yes, yes, I would have. See, yes, I would have eventually gotten it. Fair, fair, fair. So you see how many yeses, right? And yes, potentially one no here, cool. I'd have thought it would be $249. Okay, cool. See, it's not. Yes, 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 right? Yes, I would have. I would have. Yes. One was honestly no. Cool. Yes, yes, yes. Right? I would have paid 250. Okay. See, I'm just trying to tell you these are real stuff. Probably later. Fair enough. Right? Yes. Yes. Right? I still gotta eat tonight. All right. Yes. Okay. See, I'm just trying to tell you like how many people understand that even if we double the price, the people will still pay for it. So at the end of the day, we can do it for new users and people will happily pay for it when there's value, correct? So the point is we want to make it affordable still. I mean, we could make more profits doing that, but it's not accessible to you, then what's the point, right? Especially with the updates and our help that we're doing and stuff like that, right? So basically that's the point, right? So actually, Paul is not kicking himself. No, actually, we did think a lot about the pricing. We're thinking from the perspective, actually, I'll tell you, is like, even if, let's say, for example, we price it very high or whatever, it's just when we are talking about integrations, right? In the end, the way we are thinking is all these applications coming together as an ecosystem, correct? So the idea is that in that ecosystem perspective, the way we are thinking is like, hey, it should be affordable enough where you can get all these tools and be using it for many, many years to come, correct? And we've been in this business for 15 years. We're not going anywhere, right? So you're going to be here for a long time to come. So the way we are looking at it is like, okay, if we price one thing, a recurring subscription that you gotta get to use the other tools, you're not gonna be accessible to you, correct? So that's why we thought, okay, I'll give it for the lowest possible price. Even if we don't make that much of a profit, it's all good. Then in the future, like I told you, this is our vision. Okay, I'll just tell you clearly so you understand. Somebody will ask us, how are you sustaining it? Right? Those who know at this price, because you have to understand, we have an in-house machine learning team. We have to pay a lot of money on these NVIDIA AI servers, which cost a huge ton of money. OpenAI and all these people are struggling for that. That's why they rate limit you and all that, right? I mean, you're trying to create any simple text. I'm not even talking about videos and stuff. You just chat with OpenAI, they're like, come back again or whatever, right? With ChatGPT and all this stuff. So the way we're looking at it is if you're the best, right? The least, like it's like Costco, right? How does Costco make its money? Because they provide you the best value, the best product, and then you come into Costco, you know for a fact it's the lowest you're going to get, the best value you're going to get, correct? And that's the business model, right? With Costco, meaning you're going to get the highest value stuff for the lowest possible price in volume and all that. So the same concept. Then what will happen is if you really look at it, then there'll be a Costco and you can compare, right, with a Walmart, or you can compare it with like any other company out there, correct? So where we are looking at is if you are the best value and best quality and everything else, then it'll be number one in the industry. Let's say number one is 11 Labs in this case for voice cloning and voice generation. Let's say, okay. Then that's a recurring subscription. It'll have a usable plan, maybe $99 a month. Here's literally $144 one time. Obviously, even if you raise our prices up quite a bit or whatever, what's going to happen is all these other companies, which are fly-by-night companies, they'll disappear, right? There's some hype right now in AI. I've been in this space for 15 years. The people who I started with, I would say less than 1% of the people even exist right now in this space, okay? People disappear, companies don't matter because they're not looking at it long term, right? So then we have only two companies, right? If you have CloneVoice and you have one other company, let's say like 11 Labs, okay? That's a fair competition. Coca-Cola, Pepsi competition, right? Let's say, for example. At that point, we can raise our prices up and people can still compare. At that point, we can literally at the end of the day, do what we have. You'll be grandfathered in, of course, even if we change it to a recurring subscription and all that kind of stuff, because it's only two comparisons, right? Right now, there's like 10 tools, 9 of them will go out of business because they cannot justify how to make it work. They just kind of running it for the sake of it because they hype. It's a fact. So that's our plan. Okay, down the line when there's only 2 competitors in the space, much easier for us to, basically provide more value, and much easier for you to compare and contrast and see where the value is. Correct, and that's going to happen because, as I said, I've been in the space for 15 years. I've already made my money. Right, it's not about making a few bucks profit here and there. It's about providing value, yes, but creating a community. We have 73,000 customers like yourself. Right, tomorrow it's going to be 150,000. We're going to keep growing at that level. With word of mouth and stuff, all the savings we get from marketing costs and stuff these other companies have to spend, right, will be passed on to you. So let's say, for example, this is a factor, right? In order to sell right now a $99 a month subscription, some of these companies are paying $1,000 to acquire a customer, okay? In just ads, advertising costs, influencer costs and stuff. So what happens? They spend more on marketing, right, to acquire that customer, but not so much on reducing the price. You see, they could sell it for like much less, but the problem is they're spending so much money in acquiring. What we're saying is, in order to acquire you as a customer, since you're in the community, right, we don't spend any money in advertising, right? So we'll pass on all the savings. We'll put all the money into the savings to you and all the money into the development of the application. No need for us to spend on advertising. Later on, when we do spend on advertising, those people end up paying more, higher costs and stuff like that. Okay, just being clear. All right, so let me announce the next winner. In the meantime, Yash, you have anything to say? Anything else they want to add here while I'm announcing the next winner?
Yeah, is my audio audible properly? My voice? Okay, perfect. It's heavy raining here, that's why. Anyways, so yeah, so that's the thing, guys. So game plan is pretty straightforward, right? Is we're gonna start with the artistry integration, right? All the bonuses that we so the storybook, the rhymes to storyboard, flipbooks to videos, and storybooks with your voices, right? That's gonna come. Then we'll have the Video Express integration. Then we will either do the audiobook and 4-speaker podcast, or that mirror music based on the timelines. Then we'll go step by step. In the meantime, we'll be dropping again, right? Q4 is here, so a lot of new interesting stuff that we are cooking for other application as well, that are just a part of massive upgrades. We will be also talking about it. So how you can combine all these things to kind of go nuts in Q4, right? So many opportunities arises that we see, that we notice, but are just hidden behind the closed doors, as we say, right? It's because only few people who knows about this are actually taking the advantage. Now our purpose is to how you can use this application, and then not just in Q4, but going months forward and years forward. You can actually promote your business, do it for yourself, do it for fun, do it for commercial projects, and so on. So I would say there, and I'm super excited to see you in the next training with the artistry update.
Awesome. Excellent. Coming up very soon, folks. Okay, be ready. Mark your calendars, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Even if you cannot show up, it's okay. Just make sure, though, that you're in our Facebook group, okay? So because after the training, we'll post. You can make your comments known there. So any suggestions and stuff in that group, we'll be happy to assist you there, okay? Just we have 2 groups, of course, but any one of the groups is fine. But this one is a big one, so you can join there. It's easier, more organized. But either way, okay? Just make sure you do so. Now, the other thing I wanted to also mention is I announce the winner right now is you're all winners. Okay, please don't be disappointed. Like, we've given away so many prizes, and the other plan is we're going to be giving away swag like this one in our Facebook group. Those who actually help each other out in the community and stuff, we'll be checking in our Facebook group and we'll be shipping it over to you. We have a lot of this merch and swag given away. Unfortunately, we're seeing like down in Canada, we have like a Canada post strike, so I could not offer it right now. I wanted to give it away right away. So next week or so, we're working with a different shipping provider, probably FedEx or UPS. So then I'll be announcing a lot more of these for people, just for fun. We'll be doing hoodies, shirts, merch with the hats and stuff like that. So I'll be announcing that information just to keep things fun. This is also to encourage you to participate in our group, because you're going to get a lot of value from our Facebook group. All right. That's the other plan. All right. Anyway, so next winner is this the drum roll, please? All right, cool. It is. Congrats to my team, just sent over to me. So we just had Paul Truxell. He was here. Luckily, I got his comments on time, because there's so many coming in, so you miss it. So next winner is Brittane Stewart. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Brittane, right? Brittane Stewart. Congrats to you, Brittane. You are our next free copy winner. So whatever it cost you, even if you got it, you didn't get it, doesn't matter. Just pretending. So if you already gotten it, let's say, we will reimburse you or somehow will make you whole. Okay, so you didn't have to pay anything to get into CloneVoice.ai. So congratulations to Britain. We have one more winner left. One more. Okay, I hope it is you. Okay, and again, by the way, we're picking the winners from the comments section. Even if you came in for 10 minutes and left or whatever, we're randomly picking from the comments. Okay, so the way it works is basically in the comments, you just randomly have my support team just send me people that they see. Okay, and then again, I'll announce that one winner and we'll be closing this webinar down. Okay, because I just want to make sure people come in later can also watch it and get it as well. Okay, is that cool? All right, so okay. Now, the final thing I wanted to mention, okay, is our Facebook group, okay? So, just again, let me pull it up. We have two groups. You have the artistry group, which is a group that we have, and then also this internal inner circle group, right, which is 73,500 people strong. While I'm doing that, there's some member requests. I'll approve it here as well. So this is the community group, like here, you see, we are mentioning here and stuff like that. And, like a lot of people keep posting stuff here and all that. It's pretty cool. Like this person right here, without even the integration, musical tribute to CloneVoiceAI and video by VX, they already created it. I'd say with the new integration we have coming up, it's going to be infinitely better because this person is trying to make it work kind of with upload and stuff. But with the direct integration, especially with talking photos and stuff, V3, it's going to be infinitely better. So you can learn from these groups, okay? And that's the thing they're aiming for, right? A combination of artistic CloneVoice music. So this is what we're aiming for. Lionel Santos has created this, which is awesome as well. You see stuff like this, right? This community is amazing, and that's the group as well that I wanted to mention. Let me put up the link so you can go in and get it there. So yeah, so definitely come in and we're bringing you prizes and stuff like that in this group. All right, so it's pretty cool. So much stuff. See, people are posting, and what I'm going to do is from this list is where I'm picking from all the people who have come in. I'm going to be shipping. I'm going to contact like David Warren here. If he's a winner, I'll message him and say, hey David, hey, would you like me to send the swag like this, merch and stuff, just for fun? All right, that's the basic idea. Yeah, Sid, you were saying something here.
Yeah, just a couple of important things, right? So login issues, right? So I saw a couple of comments like people are unable to log in or whatever. So guys, if you're unable to log in, right, just go to the app login page and just reset your password, okay? Once you reset your password, you'll get an email and you can simply go and log into the app then. You don't even need to contact support. It's just app.clonevoice.ai. So it's just app.clonevoice.ai and just go to forgot password right there. I just tested this. It's working fine. So anybody who's having login issues, just go to forgot password and reset your password. Okay, that should work. So you don't even need to contact the support. And by the way, the weekend is coming up. So yeah, I don't think there'll be any calls until next week. This is the time for our team to regroup as well and figure out all the new features and check out some of the comments that you guys are posting in the group as well, right? So even for you, please feel free to check out the tutorials, the webinars that we did. Today's webinar, we had a lot of training at the beginning, right? So just go over that training, see how each feature works and stuff. So once you go through the app and there's downtime, you get a lot of new ideas, right? So next week when we do some advanced training on how you can make money with this app, how you can integrate different apps and all that, you'll be up to speed with everything. Now, you already saw some of the comments in the Facebook group, right? Of people using different apps to create videos with the audio they generated with Clone Voice, right? So I want you to experiment with those kind of things. See how you're going to utilize the app. What are the use cases for your business? Sometimes, when we buy the app, we get so excited with the features, we don't really think, right? Because of the excitement. So this weekend, I want you to take some time, think about how you're going to use Clone Voice in your own business, how you can apply this technology in your own business, right? So that's where the idea starts flowing. Once you start thinking about, okay, now I have this app, now how do I use it, right? For my own specific purpose. So once you start doing that, everything is easier. So once again, we'll be announcing all the webinars, the winners, and everything else in our Facebook group, okay? So it's essential for you to join that if you're not already part of that, like 73,000 members right now and growing. So we do a lot of updates there on a regular basis. So You can join our Facebook group if you haven't done so already. So just you see that's the link right there. So you can join the Facebook group from there. And then we'll be announcing the winners. So Paul, you'll be posting the winners there, right? Yes. So next week, whenever we do the webinar again, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, we will be giving away more prizes as well. So keep a lookout for that email, and we'll be coming with some new training on how to use CloneVoiceAI, some new features, some new integrations, some really, really exciting stuff. So, some people here, if you're really impatient, like, the voice is not coming out the way I want it. I cannot do this with the app and so on. So I say this in all the webinars with all our apps, right? AI has a mind of its own, right? So you have to figure out how you're going to utilize it. Instead of thinking like I'm unable to generate a particular type of voice or whatever. If you're unable to generate it, just move on and go to the second voice, the third voice, the fourth voice, or search from the library, use a different prompt and stuff like that, and create a different voice. Don't get stuck up on that same voice and that same prompt that I'm unable to get this output that I require, right? A lot of people get stuck there, not just with Clone Voice, but with any AI, right? Even if you're generating text, images, or whatever, sometimes when we don't get the output that we want, you get really frustrated, right? So AI is really easy to use if you keep changing the prompt, keep moving on. Don't waste too much time on like one single voice. If you're not getting the output, just change the prompt, go search the library. You have so many different options in Clone Voice, right? It's not just a library of voices. You can create it with a prompt. You can search from the library of 7,000 voices. You can search there. You can find I'm sure if there's 7,000 plus voices, I'm sure you're going to find the voice that you want, right? So that's how I want you to think about it. Move on and quickly create something that's workable. The idea is to get your work done fast with AI rather than nitpicking on like little details like, oh, the voice is not come out the way I want it. Don't waste your time on that. So AI is there to help you get things done faster, right? So that's what I want you to focus on. I keep telling you about all of our apps the same way. So AI has a mind of its own. Just remember that and keep moving on and get the best output and speed up your workflows. That's the most important, right? That's the whole point of all these AI apps, is to speed up your workflow and create some amazing things. And study the Facebook group today. There's some amazing ideas there on how people are utilizing the app already. Okay, so that's what I wanted to add there. And about the coupon, Paul, I just wanted to mention about the coupon as well. That price is going up tomorrow. Okay, so today is the last day you can get that the discount. Tomorrow we're going to have a price increase, and the price again is going to increase after 2 or 3 days again. So this is the special launch period deal that we are running right now. You can get $25 off. Tomorrow the price might increase by a few dollars. Okay, so I want you guys, if you haven't gotten the copy of your Clone Voice yet, lock in this price, because we can't offer this after 2 days. When the price goes up, a lot of people email us, right? Can I get that introductory price after the price expires? But it's like it's unfortunate, because like we can't give that price again, because we have to be fair to all the people who purchased during the initial discount period, right? So we can't offer this price after 2 or 3 days if you come back to us saying like, I want that price, right? So if you didn't get it now. And there's 30-day money back guarantee. There's nothing to lose. Literally, you try it out. If you don't like it after 30 days, then you have that option. So nothing to worry about there. So lock in this price, though. That's very important. I'm telling you, because I don't want anyone to come in our Facebook group and say, oh, the price went up. No, I'm not happy about this. That happens a lot, right? A lot of people complain in our Facebook group. Why did you guys raise the price? You didn't tell me. Like, I didn't see it. I want the same price. We can't do that, unfortunately. It's just unfair to the people who just came, spend their time on these early webinars, who purchased early, who helped us out with like suggestions in the early period. We appreciate all that. That's why we gave away 20, free copies yesterday, 5 free copies today. And then we gave out $500 prizes yesterday and $200 prizes today, right? So we want to reward the guys who come in early, our loyal customers, who purchase early. They get the best price, and then they get the best all these things. So I want you to lock in the price right now if you haven't done so. And 30-day money back guarantee is there to protect you. And our team is behind it. So we'll be there to support you throughout the way with our weekly webinars, our Facebook group, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So just make a note of that.
Awesome. Okay, so let me announce the final winner here. So I'm just getting it from my team here. Let me pull up that list here again. So let's see who it is. Congrats to. Okay, here we go. Congrats to our next winner. It is. Let me actually add this down here. All right. Here we go, our 25th. Okay, so 5th one today and 25th in total. I'll post all the winners here. It is Jean-Michael, right? So congrats to you. Jean or Jean, I'm sorry. It's a lady, so it may be Jean. It's French. I get it. So sorry. Mispronounced it. Sorry. I'll get in touch. I'll post all the winners. They're all in our Facebook group. Most of you are. So again, congrats to all the winners. So this list will be posted in our Facebook group. I'll get in touch with all of you folks. So again, today's winners were Kevin Butler, Ignatius Ismentoro. Yesterday's were these folks were 100. And then, of course, if I scroll down, today's five were Ron, Glenn, Paul, Britain, and Jean, I guess, right? Sorry. French, not that great. All right. So congrats to you all. I'll be posting this list in our group today for sure. Just watch out for it. If you're already in the group, awesome. We'll get in touch with you. We already have all your email IDs, so we shouldn't get in touch with you. My team should be. If not, if we don't, okay, just make sure you ping me for sure as well. I'll be happy to take care of this for you, because sometimes our emails don't land in your inbox or something weird happens, okay? So this is all the list. I'll post in the group as well. So that's why I keep saying join our group, okay? So this will be notified there. And this is just the start. As I said, we're going to be giving a lot of this merch, the swag, and all this other stuff as well for people who post stuff in our group or frequent in our group and stuff, just to keep things fun. A lot of other cash prizes and stuff as well we want to plan to give away for people who help everybody else in the group and stuff like that. All right. So that's it from my end. This is it. If you want to get CloneVoiceAI, this is the time before price increases. And Sid, you can go ahead. Yeah.
One last thing to add here is the support emails, right? Many of our team, we are available this weekend. Some of them are available, but just be patient on the weekends, right? Even our team has families and stuff like that. So some of them will be away over the weekend. So just be patient. We'll be back. And in our Facebook group, you can ask questions so other customers can help you. And if you're online, we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. It's unlikely because we have a few people working on the weekend as well for your convenience. But just be patient over the weekend. On working days, we are pretty fast in responding to your emails and so on. But just on the weekends, just give us some leeway so we can do the best. Our team comes back fresh on Monday, so they'll be up and ready to help you. But our Facebook group right there is there to help you over the weekend, right? You can ask questions to the other customers and stuff like that, and they can help you guide you through the right direction. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that there.
All right, excellent, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Just a quick thing that if you do get this later, let's say you watch this a replay, or let's say you are trying to get it right now after this ends, please make sure that if you do get it, and you get it, and you took the time to watch this replay and stuff as well, I want to reward you with the bonuses, right? Just make sure that you just mention that you came to the event, like the live event, and mention that you won the bonuses, like expedited access. The meaning where I mean is, like, as I told you before, we're doing the live stream right next week. So sometimes, let's say it might take us an extra few days or whatever to add it into your account. We don't want to do any of that stuff. Everybody will get who are live, who emails us and let us know automatically. So meaning, in other words, if you already got it today and yesterday, you're in. You will get access to this, like Artistly is next Tuesday or Wednesday. It'll be in your Artistly account, okay? The ability for you to bring in these voices into Artistly. Then after that is Video Express and stuff. So just make sure that if you do get it as a replay later on, because, I don't know when you'll watch the replay. You see my problem? If you watch it, let's say, a while later and stuff. So just to make sure that you just let us know in our support email here, saying, you just send, hey, I just want to have that bonus. I got in like later on. I got in watching the replay or whatever. I took the time So just let us know. So we'll note down when you exactly got it as well. Okay, that will help us out quite a bit, just so that somebody doesn't get a week later or 2 weeks later or something and mentions it. We don't want to, we want to give you first access because you took the time, the early bird special, and you got it. That's the reason why. Okay, just email us, putting, hey, the bonus, whatever. If you watch later, if you already got it now, nothing to email. Okay. No need to email us or anything. But if you watch this as a replay, because it's on YouTube, you can go watch it later on. And somebody came in late and watched it. For those of you, okay, or those of you who didn't get it yet, but you'll get it in the next few minutes or whatever after this ends, because you wanted to have this finished, this event before you would go in. No worries. Just make sure you say you were in the live event, this YouTube stream, and you just mention bonus to our support team there, support@clonevoice.ai. We'll note down your name, okay, so that you'll get, just access just like anybody else who got in yesterday and today, the early bird bonuses, right? As soon as possible, meaning you're not going to have to wait a few days later or whatever as everybody else would, okay? Just trying to mention that, because once we get into the training portion of that integrations, that's more our focus, rather than making sure like every little nitty-gritty detail about access and stuff like that is secondary to us, right? We want to make sure that everybody got in. Okay, how do we use it? How do you do integration? We don't want to like, okay, I cannot see it in my Artistly account is the question. We were like, did you get Clone Voice soon enough, right? And it gets confusing and stuff. So anyway, is that clear? So meaning you already got it yesterday, you got it already so far, you went in, Clone Voice, you purchased it, then you're good. No need to email us in terms of the bonuses. You will get direct access. We will make sure that's in your accounts. So not a big deal. If your email accounts are a little bit different or whatever, our support team, you can always contact at that point. It's not a difficult thing, but very, very rare. But otherwise, if you're watching this as a replay, or alternatively, you're trying to get it again after this live event ends. You need some, you just wanted to wait until the winners ran out or something else. If you're getting it now, just email our supporting saying, I took the time to be here. Please make sure you get me the access as quickly as possible to the bonuses. That's all you need to that's all you need to tell us. Okay. So that said, our day or night, wherever you're in the world, we mentioned quite a cool things. This was a very relaxed event. We answered a lot of questions. We talked about some new things coming up and also how to use the application, some case studies. So definitely don't hesitate once this event finishes, this live event, to go and watch the replay. Okay. Even if you want to fast forward and stuff, definitely go watch the beginning period where I covered a lot of cool things. Okay. So anyway, that said, have a great day or night wherever in the world. Have a great weekend. We'll come up next week. Again, see you, okay, next week, and also communicate in our Facebook group and stuff, all right? So take care. Good luck. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, everyone. See you.